Tim Allen on the line.
Oh, good.
And so we'll do a quick hidey-ho.
Why do more
give
Americans
out
buy
all
term
the
life
important
insurance
numbers,
through
and then we'll
SelectQuote than
launch
any
right
other
into
term
it.
life sales
Okay.
agency?
Is that guy
Because
talking? Who
SelectQuote
is
could
that?
save you
It
more than
is.
50%
You don't
on
you don't
term life
recognize my
insurance.
dulcet
Speak to
tones?
Tanya, a
You know I
10-year,
do. That's why I said.
$500,000
Is that
policy
guy
for only
working over here?
$12 a month. And her husband Steve, who
Wherever
has
it
high
is.
blood pressure, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. How do we do it? At SelectQuote, we aggressively comparison shop highly rated insurance companies to find you your best rates. Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote
there we
could
go.
save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
SelectQuote, America's #1 term life insurance sales agency. We shop, you save.
Hopefully,
For your
yeah.
free quote, call SelectQuote
Yeah,
at
look, it's the same thing.
1-800-913-1199. That's 1-800-913-1199. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
This is the 35th Annual Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on 760 WJR. With 3 ways to donate now. Visit salmish.org. Text BREAD to 24365 or call 833-SAL-HOPE and keep the bed and bread trucks rolling. Now with more, here are Guy Gordon and Dick Purtan.
Happy Friday, everybody. We're kicking in the door to the weekend and delighted you can join us on our 35th annual Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, and we're going to kick it up a notch. I get to be joined by one of my favorite guys in the business and favorite guys in life, our WJR one-day superstar, and the man that started all of this 35 years ago. We welcome Dick Purtan to the Radiothon. Dick?
Well, hi, Guy. Hi, one and all, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to... I'm with you virtually, as you can undoubtedly tell. We'll be closing the blinds when it starts to get dark out here. But anyway, this is a big one.
No, why spoil that? Because it adds some drama. You look like you're in the witness protection program when you keep those blinds open.
Well, I've got more than the blinds here behind me, the blinds. Now in front of me, though, I've got, what do they call this makeup thing that they've got? A what? It's a halo light. I needed that to make me come alive. You know what I mean? Type of thing.
I always knew you had a halo, Dick. Angelic.
So wrong, guy.
Yes. Yes. Well, we are doing the work of angels today, or at least we're trying to, by
we're
raising
trying
money
to.
for the Bread and Bread Club, and no one knows better just how essential this is to the community.
I think you're talking to me, Guy, and yes, it is, honestly. This is what, the trucks go out, and 3 or 4 trucks, depending on the weather, the time of day, and so on and so forth, and they're out there on the streets 365 days, as you know. Now, nobody else can do this, not in the Detroit area, but also in the nation. There's not another program like this. It's the only one the Salvation Army has. So this is a very special thing and a very special day. This is the day this is the day for the entire year that funds the Bed and Bread Club.
Exactly.
It's over 4,000 people a day.
And let's quickly give you the numbers. And I want you, and for those of you that are normal listeners to the Guy Gordon Show, I don't try to twist your arm. I don't ask you for much. We certainly support Mitch's Radiothon, but this is a very special day for the Guy Gordon Show, and I hope you'll support us by texting BREAD to 24365, BREAD to 24365, and here's the number to remember. You can feed 5 people for nearly a month for $120. That's like 3 lattes now, isn't it, Dick? It's just 2. Yes. Well, we want to get to a guy who has been good enough to join us, I think, every year that I've been involved with the Radiothon. He has created some of the most memorable characters out there. Mike Baxter, Tim the Toolman Taylor, and, of course, Scott Calvin of the Santa Claus. We welcome Detroit native Tim Allen to the Radiothon. Tim, so glad you could join us.
Sorry, you just woke me up after all that intro.
Well, I'm sorry. It's radio.
Yeah,
we have a lot of time to fill.
I know you're right. I went too long.
I wasn't aware.
Sorry, Tim.
I wasn't aware that Purtan actually had a face. I've never seen his face. That's weird.
Why, you think the mustache is that big now?
Kind of helps that way. I found that's why I stay in radio, Tim. I didn't go out to the old stage like you did. Oh, stage. Santa Claus movie? Tim, do you remember your first Santa Claus movie? I'm sure you remember that. You asked me to MC that. I was on the stage at the Fox Theater when it opened in Detroit, and I didn't know that the stage had those platforms that go up and down to the basement and then come up to the stage. And I had the microphone, I guess, in my hand, and I was just walking around the stage and almost fell down, 10 feet, whatever those things are. So thanks for almost killing me.
So close to being a fun night.
It really would have been a wonderful time. Fortunately, I survived, and here I am.
It was so close, and I said, I don't know why this memory comes up. I always say this every time I hear your great voice.
You're talking to Guy, not me.
JP, the great voice of the Great Lakes. You're one of the great voices. I mean, still the great voice in there. I remember I was on a lake where I think you have 700 daughters, and I remember a boat going by with all your daughters saying "Dad" at the same time, and I said, "What the hell kind of deal is that?" It was the weirdest because it was "Daddy, Dad, Daddy, Dad, Dad, Daddy, Dad, Dad." Everybody was saying because either you're going too fast or you're asleep at the helm. I don't know what the problem was, but I always thought because I've got. Well, it's just amazing that you knew exactly which one was yelling, and they all yelled your name at the same time, Dad. It was just it was the greatest memory ever. That having.
I remember you telling me that. One of them is here right now. Which one are you? You had it wrong. You're number 2. Yeah, that's Jackie, and I think you know Jackie, Tim. I think you do. Anyway, she's here at our little enclave that we're broadcasting from today. And let me remind the folks, by the way, the number 833-SAL-HOPE, 833-725-4673, or text BREAD, BREAD, to 24365. So, Tim, let me ask you something. Do you have a new miniseries coming up next month?
No, I've done God, this is so related here. I've got 3 things to quickly say. I'm in about 20 minutes. Wardrobe is coming to my production office. I'm going to begin a series, a new Santa Claus for Disney. We start in about 3 weeks.
Oh, cool.
And then, so we're going to have Santa Claus for Disney streaming. It's kind of a hybrid. I don't like the word myself. I'm an old TV and movie guy. It's a 6-part series that'll be on Disney Plus, I think starting in November, about Santa Claus, the backstory. It's very clever what they're going to do, and it's going to be kind of explain things more by family. It's really going to be fun. And then what you're talking about, we did a thing for the History Channel, Richard Karn and I from Home Improvement. This is the 2nd year we've done this, just celebrating all the people in the world that do stuff instead of people that talk a good game or pretend like they're doing stuff. And then this transitions into why we're here. I just finished a tour with the people here in Los Angeles. We've got 60. They're inventorying homeless and starving people here. It's overwhelming, to be honest. Broke my heart when I got into this years ago in Detroit and then here in Los Angeles. We have the inventory today won't be out for 10 days. We guess it's going to be 70,000 people homeless in the city of Los Angeles. And the group Kokorian, our councilman, is a greatest guy. We're all different political parties, but when we get to the street level, we're all just workers. I'm so amazed at the people in this city that don't get any credit, that we went to 7 different new developments that are helping transitional people get off the street, get food, get this, and then I was breathless coming in here, just the people that get the stuff done, and I'm applauding everybody here in L.A. Get on the phone with you guys, and this is what the Salvation Army has done locally in Detroit since I was a kid.
Yep.
What you guys do is great. Get the stuff done, reaching out to people, and I'm so impressed with the people here, and I'm just moving that vibe into you guys. I've a blessed life, blessed family, but you watch out. Where we were today, folks, we got a lot here in Los Angeles, and I said the Salvation Army, like the Midnight Mission here and Hope of the Valley and everything here that I see, and I quickly come out there. I got 25 grand sitting here. Well, I don't actually have it sitting here. It's in bitcoins in Ukraine. I have a bunch of
bitcoins in Ukraine. Okay.
I have. If you guys can come up with just come up with a bid, match 20. If you can get 25 grand, match. I'll do it right now. You guys, whatever you guys got.
All right, we're going to go to work on that right now, Tim. $25,000 from our good friend Tim Allen, who's been out beating the streets in L.A., and we, as you know, have them too with lovely weather to boot. So it's just the stories are heartbreaking. Tim, thanks so much. I'm delighted to hear that Assembly Required is coming back to the History Channel.
It's a new one called. It's a little different. It's called More Power this time. We're diving into the people locally and not locally that Richard Karn and I, all I do is make jokes. That's what I do. But to go see the people that fix the shit, fix the stuff that fix the stuff.
I know.
That's a Swedish word, SHUEIT. I know it sounds like human excrement, but it's not.
Vladimir Putin just hacked our signal. But Tim, we thank you so much. We're going to match that 25 and see it some, okay?
That's right, till 5 o'clock.
You guys, thanks for asking me to do this, and be well.
Thank
you too.
Tim.
You too. And thanks for what you're doing in L.A. That's tremendous. 4:15 on News Talk 760 WJR. Much more with Dick and his family when we come back. But that's a challenge from the hometown guy himself, Tim Allen. Please match it by calling 833-SAL-HOPE or texting BREAD to 24365. We're back in a moment.
61-year-old Jackie sums up her encounter with the Salvation Army this way.
This is Ray.
A blessing. That's how I would put it. It was a blessing.
Jackie found herself homeless after the massive flooding last summer. In an instant, her life changed forever.
A few years back, I had a job. I was working, got sick, moved in with my son. Was trying to move, looking at places, and when June hit this past summer, he had a two-bedroom apartment in the basement, and the water came in.
She stayed at a hotel temporarily, but when she could no longer afford to live in a hotel and could not find an apartment, she ended up at the Salvation Army Booth Services Shelter for Women and Children. She says she was treated with respect, kindness, and compassion.
They are fantastic. I've never met a bunch of people that was more caring, more understanding.
Just 2 weeks ago, Jackie moved into her new apartment near her son and her doctors. And for those who are listening today, Jackie has this message.
I'm sorry.
Dick, it's Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
I need you to back your mic off at the end of your headset.
Okay.
That's why
Back it off, push it
Marie
away.
Osborne,
Yes.
WJR.
Because you're popping your teeth and then lower it down to around your
better?
chin. A lot better.
I know when Guy came on, he was
the Salvation
I'm
Army
sure you
Bed
heard
and Bread
that too.
Club again this year. I hope you'll join us in supporting this worthy
This is
cause.
better. Okay,
if you're
good.
in the
Yeah, I see
market for a new
Jennifer.
vehicle, you've probably noticed shopping is a little tougher this year. Well, at Pat Milliken Ford, we're here to help. If we don't have the
So
right vehicle in
is-
stock, we'll make ordering your next new vehicle easy. You can order online at patmillikenford.com or visit us on Telegraph Road in Redford, and our team of professionals will help you through the process. Place your order now
Where
to
is,
lock in today's great deals, plus
So-
get an extra $1,000
So, Dick,
retail order bonus cash.
we're going to
on
open
most
this,
vehicles.
and then
Visit
you're
us on
going to make
Telegraph Road,
your
south of I-96, or
announcement,
online at
or do you want the girls to make it? How do you want? What order do you want this to go
The
in?
experience
Well, I
you
really hadn't
deserve.
thought about that, but I'd rather have the girls announce it
available on
than me.
2022 models excluding
We just want to make sure that we get out there quickly so that we can start getting those phones to ring. But that's, yeah.
Absolutely, I know. Yeah.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for
Oh, and we do have Joanne on the line.
Car today with
Oh, she
1-877
is?
Cars for Kids. We're a
Well, what do I do?
recognized
She's on a
501c3
telephone-
charity
what line is she
organization.
We're bringing her in by old school telephone
You'll
line.
receive a vacation voucher of 3 days and
okay.
2 nights. Also on the web at
And
carsforkids.com.
we're supposed to be off
Cars for
at
Kids.
4,
Donate
like,
your car today. Now
28
accepting
or
donations
something
of
like that.
land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real
We
estate.
have girls 9 or 10
Moments
minutes
filled
max.
with love and with joy are times
Okay.
when your heart is the center of attention.
Okay, so we're out. Yeah, we're out at
Sometimes we take our
28:30.
hearts for granted.
Okay, good. And
Take
you're
time
going
to
to
listen to your heart. DMC
you can
heart
help me with that,
experts
Guy,
will
'cause
help
I
you
don't have a
identify
plot here.
potential
Right. Well, I will.
risks and develop treatment
I will
options.
probably. I will
From
just very
routine
subtly
care to
say your
complex
name at
surgery.
28.
Trust
How's that?
the
And that gives
sounds
us
good.
30 seconds to
Find the
wrap it.
DMC heart
Okay,
expert
will do.
at dmc.org/heartcare.
Can you see me where you are as you're looking at your laptop?
No, I don't see you at all.
Okay,
Wjr
fine.
Traffic and Weather first.
because I've got a great picture of your mug there. So wag a finger at me if you want to jump in on something. If I'm doing something,
off
let me.
any order during Blindster.com's President's Day sale. Blindster offers custom wood and faux wood blinds, roller shades, cellular shades, even custom plantation shutters. And they're all 50% off for a limited time. Blindster.com.
WJR's Traffic
Right,
First.
so-
Broken water main to report this afternoon. Haggerty Road southbound between Ann Arbor Trail and Thurwood Drive. Police say avoid the area.
Jill is there as well.
94 westbound at
Joanne.
the Lodge. Right lane blocked by a wreck. Stop and go from the
Okay.
Chrysler Freeway. And US 23 northbound. Slow traffic still reported between Silver Lake Road and Lee Road. WJR's Traffic First, sponsored by Michigan-based Liberty Title, protecting property
that's
since
helpful.
1974. A few quick tips from Liberty Title.
Actually,
Cybercrime and
Dick, we're
identity
going
theft
to
in real
throw in a
estate is
music
$2
bed as we get
billion
around
industry.
27:30.
Make sure your title
Mike's going to
company
throw in a
is
little bit of
insured.
music underneath
There's
us,
no
and then we
need
know we've
for
got a minute
split
to wrap.
closing.
Gotcha.
Use only one title company and never close your transaction in a public place. You do have a choice. Choose libertytitle.com. Here's the WJR Weather Channel forecast.
Well, cold Friday
So
for us. We're
Jennifer
finishing up
will-
business with the snows here in Detroit.
I don't have a
after
visual
dumping
on
2 to 4
Jennifer,
inch snowfall
so-
totals last night.
She is there and looking lovely as,
Northwest winds
and she
cold
must be
today,
on the
27
phone with
degrees this afternoon.
one of the
Like
girls, because I
16.
see her
Jill,
We
are
do
you
have
talking
uphill
to
closer
Jennifer?
to average this
Speaking
weekend with some
animatedly.
sunshine, mid-30s
Oh, okay.
tomorrow and upper 30s Sunday. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurie.
Okay, here we go.
76 WJR.
Welcome to the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR. $120 feeds 5 people for an entire month. To donate what you can, call 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365
I'll
now.
call you in.
Once again, here are Guy and Dick.
Give me an example, if you will, where you can do this much good for so little. You can feed 10 people for nearly a month at $240. That's our most popular giving level. And you will also receive a limited edition Bed and Bread Club Radiothon insulated lunch tote as a nice little thank you. Let people know that you gave and maybe encourage them to give next time. And we know there's a lot of things in the news that are very upsetting right now with Ukraine. Thank goodness COVID is beginning to wind down, or appears to be. And I know you've got a lot of demands on your time and a lot of demands on your money, and you're watching the prices at the pump go up. But here's the reality in the world of the Salvation Army. They're facing the same thing with a loss of volunteers that they had lost during the COVID pandemic. So we've got to get it all going, and we're going to get it really going with the Purtans, who are joining us with a very special announcement. And Dick, do you want to do the honors of introducing everybody?
I certainly will and do. Girls, could you come? Oh, you're going to use that computer.
Oh, is that all right?
Go right ahead. Sure. This is Jackie. Hi, Jackie.
Hello there.
And that's Jill. And Joanne. Where is Joanne? She was supposed to be here, but she's somewhere else.
Wait, hold on, I'll show you. She's right. We hear Joanne. She's right here.
And did I miss a daughter? Yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Jennifer.
Jennifer's on the line too.
If you look on the
Hi, Jen. How you doing?
This is like an episode of Sesame Street where this hour is brought to you by the letter J.
That's right.
Or what was that show?
Thank you, letter
Eight is
G.
Enough. Yeah, something like that. We never got to 8, but we did get to 6. But anyway, come on in here, girls. I mean, no sense. Oh, hello there, Donna. This is this would be my 7th daughter. This is Donna. And actually, this is my wife, Donna. We've been married now, how long? 8 years? Oh, almost 2 years. It just seems that way. But anyway, and there's Joanne, because she couldn't make it visually right here. So I think that's a picture of
She's
Joanne.
in her ABBA costume.
That's her ABBA costume. Yeah, the girls love to do the ABBA thing. But anyway, it's
We actually did that at the Comedy for a Cause, which was to raise money for
That's
this
right.
very event for the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Radiothon. So we don't just do it randomly. Yeah. Well, we do sometimes.
Well, do remind people that obviously
Yeah.
this is a cause that's very near and dear to the heart of the Purtan team.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about the radio team; it's the family team. Tell me, your commitment has been so important. Tell us what you're doing this year.
This year, what am I doing? Well, I'm taking a nap most afternoons, at this age. But anyway, I have a rather big surprise, and that may be what you're referring to, Guy. And that is, in fact, girls, I'd rather have you do it than me. because they've maybe heard me, for a number of years, and they don't want to hear anymore. But you can tell the folks what's on the line here. Go ahead.
Jill, would you
No,
like to?
no, you go.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, raising money obviously is an important thing for this amazing cause. And so,
And how much are we going to contribute?
well, we are going to put forward a match right now, a matching hour. This is the Dick and Gail Purtan Family Foundation, and it is a $35,000 match.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. All right,
So
we've got
that's-
35 minutes left in this hour. That means we've got to raise $1,000 a minute, gangs.
Yes,
This we
I
really need to
know.
get into. For those of you that are driving home, as soon as you get there, if you would text BREAD, please, to 24365, and please get us on the way to match this generous donation from the Purtan Family Foundation.
I tell you, as the folks may or may not know, we've been doing this for 35 years, and this is the 35th right now. So this
I wasn't even born then.
When
you started this.
Stop it, please. Stop it.
I was working with you at Channel 7 then.
Yeah, we were, Guy. You're right. We sure were. And, but now we're all kind of working together.
Sorry, that was cruel, wasn't it?
Yes,
Oh,
it
just
was.
a bit, Guy.
It was funny because I can't remember what anniversary this is, but there was a big front page shot of the Hudson's building being imploded, and I had to text Joanne and say, that big cloud, I'm pretty sure that a third of that is still in my lungs, because we were there for that implosion, and we're both. Isn't it true, Joanne? Don't you think we probably we should be able to sue the EPA or somebody?
You should.
Somebody, and I'll tell you that anytime I get any type of a cough, my dad looks at me and says, "It's that Hudson's implosion, You ingested all that air when they imploded the Hudson's building." So yes, I remember that so well.
Well, I remember what happened, you
must
guys.
be an
They
anniversary.
changed. Did they not change your position or something based on the way the winds were blowing? And it turned out the winds changed and started nailing it right in your faces.
I'm pretty sure it was what happened in those days in pre-Duggan Detroit, where I think they didn't like the media anyway, so they said, "Sure, you're well outside the blast zone. Don't worry about it." And they gave us these flimsy little masks to wear, which we,
Really, I've heard of that before. That sounds familiar.
It was yes, and now we've been living with them for 2 years. This is
masks
such a
don't
generous
count,
offer.
Sid.
We want to remind people how they can help, and as we said,
Yeah.
our giving level that we encourage and that is our most popular is $240. That will feed 10 people for nearly a month, and match this generous donation from the Purtan Family Foundation. 1-833-SAL-HOPE or 833-725-4673. And ladies, you've got to be awfully proud of your dad for what he's accomplished for Bed and Bread over the last 35 years.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I thought you were going
Who's gonna
somewhere
talk
else with
first?
that guy, but I didn't know what it was. But anyway, this means a great deal to the city of Detroit, to the surrounding area. These trucks average 60 miles a day, 60 stops a day, 60 a day. And, sometimes they break down. So instead of 3 trucks out there, there'll be 4 or the other way around. But whatever, it's quite a project. Nobody in the entire country has this project, the Bed and Bread Club, and these trucks. Nobody else has this. So we're pretty lucky. In Detroit, according to a thing I saw in the internet about a month ago, is the neediest city in America. The neediest city in America. So that's what we're all dealing with. We're trying to help people stay alive and mean something to themselves, to the community. That's hopefully what we're going to accomplish with by calling this number, 833-SAL-HOPE. That's 833-725-4673, or give text BREAD, B-R-E-A-D, to 24365. So.
And Mitch said something, and ladies, thanks so much for being with us. Mitch said something before he got off the air, which is so true. If you're troubled by the problems in the world, the best way to make yourself feel about it is by doing something about it. And even though there are many far-flung problems in different parts of the world today, you can make a huge difference in the lives of 10 people by giving $240 now. We've got the Tim Allen match at $25,000. We've got the Purtan family match at $35,000. Let's match it before 5 o'clock. We'll be back with more on the Bed and Bread Club Radiothon.
Thank you.
Proud of you, Dad.
Paul W. here. Everyone has heard about the
Perfect way to
PPP
finish.
program and the other
Good.
types
Thank
of
you very
COVID
much,
relief
guys.
from last year. But did you know there's one grant it's not too late to get? It's called the Employee Retention Tax Credit, ERC for short. ERC is like a rebate from the government to reimburse business owners for some of their payroll costs during the pandemic. Eligible business owners can get up to $26,000 per employee. This money doesn't have to be paid back. There's no rule on how it's spent. If you own a business with at least 5 W-2 employees, I recommend you call our friends at AR Law to see if you qualify. That's AYAR Law. AR Law. The number is 800-513-5315. 800-513-5315. The ERC program has been changed, so even if someone told you that you don't qualify or that you won't get much back, you should still call AR Law, AYAR. The number again, 800-513-5315.
Eric Bowling is on Newsmax, giving you the real truth. Find Newsmax on cable, on streaming, or on your app for the really big news. Eric Bowling, The Balance, exposes the hidden dangers of inflation to your investments, your home, even your Social Security and Medicare. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. If your operator doesn't carry it, call them, tell them you want it. Download the free Newsmax app on your phone and start watching now. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the course keeps changing right before your eyes. And in order to maneuver it, you need an expert by your side. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PC and tech solutions you need to help you get out in front and stay ahead of the game. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
I'm Rich Dennison. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky today updating mask guidelines. Americans living in areas with low COVID cases are no longer advised to mask up in indoor public settings.
Protecting people at high risk for severe illness and preventing hospitals and healthcare systems from being overwhelmed.
The CDC website will now show which counties are affected. The guidelines have not changed for public transportation, including buses, airlines, and trains. Russia appears open to talks in Belarus with representatives of Ukraine.
Russia's foreign minister says Ukraine's military would have to lay down its arms first. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has offered to meet and said he's willing to discuss one of President Putin's key demands, that Ukraine adopt a neutral status, dialing back its ambitions to join NATO.
Fox's Simon Owen in London. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
Brought to you this afternoon by New U Dental Center. New U Dental Center in Southfield is now accepting new patients and can give you premium dentures in just 2 visits. Customize the shape of teeth and color of your premium dentures today. Call 866-WE-SMILE, 866-WE-SMILE, or visit newyoudentalcenter.com. WJR's Traffic First, 94 westbound, right at the Lodge Freeway, the right lane blocked by a wreck, stop and go from almost Shane Street. Then there's that broken water main on Haggerty, southbound between Ann Arbor Trail and Furwood Drive. Furwood Drive, yes. Police say avoid the area. And on the Ambassador Bridge, about a 30-minute delay for trucks to get across on the Ambassador and the Blue Water Bridge. WJR's Weather First, sponsored by Gordon Chevrolet. Buying or leasing a vehicle today can be almost impossible unless you buy the Gordon Chevrolet way. Unlike other dealers, Gordon Chevrolet always honors employee pricing plans for your best price. Ford Road, just west of Merriman and Garden City. Gordon Chevrolet, find new roads. WJR's Weather First for the rest of this afternoon. Partly sunny skies at times. We'll hit a high of 26. Tonight, cloudy and cold, low down to 16. And for the weekend, partly sunny skies, highs in the low to mid-30s. Ken Rogulski, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Why do more Americans buy term life insurance through Select Quote than any other term life sales agency? Because Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. We found Tanya a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $12 a month. And her husband Steve, who has high blood pressure, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. How do we do it? At Select Quote, we aggressively comparison shop highly rated insurance companies to find you your best rates. Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
Select Quote, America's #1 term life insurance sales agency. We shop, you save. For your free quote, call Select Quote at 1-800-913-1199. That's 1-800-913-1199. Or go to selectquote.com. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Know your risk factor for heart attack and stroke. Tune in Sundays at 3 to News Talk 760 WJR to hear about the latest diagnostic technology from Dr. Brian Collender.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, managing your medications from home is simple. With our easy-to-use prescription drug plans, you can get the medicine your doctor prescribes from your local pharmacy or even delivered by mail. For the trusted care you need and want, Blue Cross will be here with more convenient ways of getting it. Like we've been for more than 80 years. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/senior options. Stacking Benjamins with Joe and his good friend OG not only
So I don't
has
see
great
Dick up.
financial insight, it's laid back with humor too.
Okay, so we got Paige.
The technology platform for Vanguard is trash.
We see it on our platform all the time. People that love
you
Vanguard can't
airdrop
stand
that
using the
phone to my
website.
Sitting on
phone,
hold
that picture
for
to my
3
phone.
hours to talk to somebody,
Yeah, thanks.
that's an easy transaction you should be able to do online.
I mean, they have problems listening to people. They've only got one ear. Talking about Van Gogh, right?
How long have you been sitting on that one?
Stacking Benjamins. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Join Ann Thomas and Luann Thomas Ewald for Women Who Lead on WJR, a spotlight show on women who are leading the way in business, civics, and humanity. Women Who Lead, brought to you in part by Michigan Medicine, part of University of Michigan Health.
Welcome to the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR. $120 feeds 5 people for an entire month. To donate what you can, call 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365 now. Once again, here are Guy and Dick.
And good afternoon once again, everybody. 4:35 on News Talk 760. Only 2.5 hours left in our little marathon here to get us to our goal of helping as many homeless and hungry people in the city of Detroit as we can. By the way, we had a special incentive item, and we're running low on them. So if this interests you, we want you to act now. And that's a Tom Izzo signed basketball, Dick. For $2,500, you will get that Tom Izzo signed basketball. And as we approach March, we know we hope he will be a very busy guy with a lot of games to play.
That's we're going to talk about the Radiothon Bed and Bread Club tote bag. I'm sorry, I held it up to the camera, and you were talking about Tom Izzo's basketball. Anyway, and remember, Tim Allen with his $25,000 match, and the Purtan family with $25,000 match.
It's good.
And Guy, until what time? The match until what time?
I believe the Purtan family match will last to the end of the evening. Is it 5 o'clock? Until 5 o'clock, and then so we've got 25 minutes to do that. And the Tim Allen match also expires at 5 o'clock.
Gotcha.
So that's quite a reach, but we know that our listeners can do it, and they've supported us every year. We've got some busy phone lines now, so keep trying if you can't get through. But the number to call is, as always, 833-SAL-HOPE. That's 833-SAL-HOPE. We've got so many partners and so many delightful corporate sponsors that we've been talking to throughout the day, and we want to showcase one of them now and give them a big thank you, and that's Paige Barton, who is manager of the Multicultural Business Strategy Division of Toyota Motor North America. Paige, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Guy and Dick, and all of Detroit.
Good afternoon.
Have been on the front lines of this at Toyota with, we always tell everybody, if you really want to know a man's plight, walk a mile in his shoes, and you've got a program called Walk a Mile and Walk in My Boots program. Ttell me about that.
Absolutely. So Toyota has sponsored Walk in My Boots program for 11 consecutive years in Detroit area. And through this program, Toyota has donated over 2,000 pairs of winter boots and socks to families in need, and have also contributed more than $140,000 to the Salvation Army Eastern Michigan District.
Congratulations and thank you for that. And it is all about warmth and it's all about food throughout the day. And thanks for doing your part. And Dick, you've met so many of these people through your experiences on the bed and bread truck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm often reminded of that scene in Oliver, where Oliver Twist looks up at Mr. Bumble and says, "Please, sir, I want some more." You see those angelic faces looking up at you through the window of that truck.
Yes, you sound like you're on, not Wheel of Fortune. What's the other one? Jeopardy. Yes, you sound very good with it, guy. Anyway, I remember being at the very first event where they passed out the boots from Toyota for the first time. And they were beautiful.
Yeah.
I was very jealous. I wish I had a pair of those boots. I suppose I could go out and buy a pair one of these days. But anyway, after this winter, what a terrible winter. And I'm sure all that wonderful stuff you guys have provided have come in very, very handy and necessary during this winter. Congratulations. Thank you for what you do.
And Thank you so much.
And Alva, I'm sure the best part is you get to meet the people that are receiving this. You get a chance. And I can tell you, we've had a lot of reporters on throughout the day from different media outlets that are so helpful to us here. And one of the great things about working the streets of Detroit is you really get to know the people of Detroit. And there are so many profiles and courage out there about how these folks just overcome the daily challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. With so many people in need, just to add to your point, with so many people in need during the recent pandemic, it's really one of the major reasons why Toyota continues to do whatever we can to really help support these families. Because to your point, those boots are warm, the socks are warm, and it just warms our hearts as we're warming the feet and hearts of Detroiters as well.
Well, it's a marvelous program, and we thank you so much for supporting us. And our friends at Toyota have always been so generous and on the front lines, and we do appreciate it. Please, Paige, give us just the sincerest thanks to your team there at the Multicultural Business Strategy Division of Toyota Motor North America.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, will do. And thank you all for your efforts and support and the support of Salvation Army also.
All right, and thank you. I want to turn to a guy that we haven't talked to yet in this hour, Jim Vela from the Ford Motor Fund, who has been, I guess, I've been at this for 5 years since I joined WJR, and you've been the wingman on all of them.
Yeah, lucky to be here. Good to see you, and it's nice to be able to see each other in person. Remember last year we were all in different places, so it's great to be here.
Well, I still am. Sorry, Jim. Yeah.
Well, you're here in spirit and in heart, Dick.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, right. Appreciate it, Jim. You're a real key to this radiothon. Ever since you joined us. Thank you.
I'm trying not to mess up and then keep up with you. So those are my two biggest goals, and we're really rolling along now. So I have to tell you, since Dick, since you and Guy came on, I've got a stack here of pink slips, which is a good thing in this case.
Yeah. We've been fired by that many people.
I know that. Believe me.
But if I'd like to read a few of these and just acknowledge them. We can't acknowledge them all because we have so many coming in. Mm-hmm. But those matches with Tim and Dick, with you and your family, have really gotten us going here. So
beautiful.
These are all from the Meridian Phone Bank, powered by Bullseye. Remember, 833-SAL-HOPE, 833-725-4673. So these are starting to come in from a lot of different places, too, which is kind of cool. So this is from John in Baltimore, Maryland, $150.
Wait a minute. They fired me after 5 weeks on the air in Baltimore, Maryland.
They're trying to make up for it.
Oh, this pink slip has your name on it, Dick, so I'll make sure I forward that one.
A lot of stations have that.
Here's Bonnie in Pinckney for $100. Pat in Livonia, Michigan, $25 a month. Thank you very much, Pat. Here's one from Venice, Florida, Kathleen for $240, a one-time gift.
Good, thank you,
Roseanne in Commerce Township, $500.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie in Southgate, $20. Every dollar counts.
That's for sure.
Here's from Chuck in Oxford, Michigan, $60. Bill in Hazel Park, $400. We've got another one here. Beautiful. Paul in Berkeley, Michigan, $500.
Beautiful.
Just
Paul.
A couple more here. Mary in Livonia, $255. David in Toledo, Ohio. We love Toledo. $240.
Mm-hmm.
Jim in Livonia, $50. Tom in Plymouth, Michigan, $3,000.
Yes.
And then Rob in Wixom, Michigan, $5,000.
Thank you.
Wow.
Bless you all. And we've got 17 more minutes of the match, and you have put us that much closer to matching this incredible gift from the Purtan Family Foundation of $35,000 and $25,000. And you know what, Dick, you've got a story to tell, but let's do it on the other side of this break. Otherwise, they bring out the lash, and you'll hear my screams of pain. So let's keep that match going. You're on News Talk 760 WJR, where we're helping the homeless and the hungry through the Bed and Bread Club.
Dorothy Greggs found herself in a position no one wants to be in. She had a stroke, she had a heart attack, and she lost her husband. She found she couldn't do routine home maintenance anymore and couldn't afford to stay in her home. And the cost of her medication was so high, she was at a breaking point.
I was sick, and I wasn't taking my medication because I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford to pay rent and get the medications that I need. My medications cost $489, and I just couldn't afford it.
After exhausting all of her options of staying with family and friends, Dorothy became homeless through no fault of her own. But thankfully, a conversation with someone at Henry Ford Hospital completely changed Dorothy's trajectory.
I talked to one of the patient advocates there, and she was able to give me the number to Cam. I called Cam, and the lady spoke with me, and she was so nice and helpful. And she told me, she said, you know, I could probably try to get you a place for tonight. I don't know how long it's going to be, but you will definitely be off the street.
And that bed was one of many beds offered to those in need by the Salvation Army Bed and Bread program. Dorothy credits in part the Salvation Army for helping her get back onto her feet and helping her get back to a place of happiness. She's got her own apartment now, and she takes those medications as prescribed. And Dorothy says for all of those still in need of help, she has this simple message.
Don't ever give up.
I'm Chris Renwick.
You could unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Why do more Americans buy term life insurance through Select Quote than any other term life sales agency? Because Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. We found Tanya a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $12 a month. And her husband Steve, who has high blood pressure, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. How do we do it? At Select Quote, we aggressively comparison shop highly rated insurance companies to find you your best rates. Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
Select Quote, America's #1 term life insurance sales agency. We shop, you save. For your free quote, call Select Quote at 1-800-913-1199. That's 1-800-913-1199. Or go to selectquote.com. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
This report is sponsored by 7-Eleven. At 7-Eleven, mix and match any 3 pizza slices or select grill items for just $3. 3 for $3. You'll also get a Big Gulp for free, but 4 for $3 isn't as catchy. 7-Eleven. Offer expires 4/12/2022. Plus tax were applicable at select stores. Visit store for details.
WJR's traffic first, 94 westbound at the Lodge Freeway. The right lane still blocked by a wreck. Stop and go traffic, very thick from Mount Elliott and growing. You could either run the boulevard, you could run Forest, or you could run Warren Avenue across town to avoid that. Police say it's kind of a mess. And then there's a broken water main. Speaking of messes, Haggerty Road southbound between Ann Arbor Trail and Furwood. Police say avoid the area. Haggerty Road is closed. WJR's Traffic First, sponsored by Shelving.com. Shelving.com offers efficient storage solutions for your business or warehouse. Increase floor space by up to 40% with mobile aisle shelving, compatible with pallet racking, wire and rivet shelving, or shop Unirack rust-resistant galvanized pallet racking, ideal for outdoor use. Shelving.com, we rack your world. Now the WJR Weather Channel forecast.
North winds and cold numbers here today, and temperatures do try to return to average this weekend, but finishing up business with some light snows out there today. They're drifting on out of our forecast. Our high today 27, our low tonight 16. Partly cloudy Saturday 35, and upper 30s on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurie. More on News Talk 760 WJR.
Welcome back to the 35th Annual Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR. Call 833-SAL-HOPE to make your donation now, or visit salmish.org and be one of the people keeping Sal Army's bed and bread trucks traveling 180 miles every single day to serve meals in Metro Detroit's most oppressed areas. Now, once again, here are Guy and Dick.
We call ourselves the Great Voice of the Great Lakes, but we don't mind if you help make our voice even louder. So whatever your favorite social media channel might be, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram or Twitter, let people know that we're doing the Radiothon. If you see the Sal Mish tweet come through or something, please retweet it and let them know how they can help the hungry and the homeless in the Metro Detroit region. Dick and I want to welcome in Chef Michael Block. He's the executive chef at the Salvation Army Eastern Michigan Division Harbor Light System. Chef Michael, great to have you with us.
Oh, it's great to be back.
You didn't bring any food.
No,
it's all on the truck.
It's all on the truck, yeah.
Tell us, just give us a sense of and Dick has explained this in the past, just the enormity of fixing this much food, especially under pandemic conditions the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we've had challenges like a lot of other people have, and we rise to them. And we've really focused on getting as much nourishment into people as possible on those trucks. And so we started in 2020 making 3 hot meals a week for 12,000 meals a week, hot meals. And then hot dog day for another 5,000 hot dogs, and then only 3 days of sandwiches. And we tried to keep that up for the last 2 years with just the kitchen staff. And it's been a challenge, but we do it, we're dedicated and we do it day in and day out,
And Chef, you need volunteers, do you not, at the headquarters, preparing the food, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, volunteers are very important to this program, along with, dialing 833-SAL-MISH. It's one of those things.
Good point, because we have just a couple of minutes left, a few more, maybe 9 or 10 minutes left on the matches. Tim Allen's match of $25,000 and the Purtan family match at $35,000 until 5 o'clock. So we've got 9 or 10 minutes to meet those matches. Remember, everything is doubled. So the 25 becomes 50. Thank you. I had to pause for a moment, and we have other things too. That, in fact, my wife Donna, her daughter Erica just called in a donation of $100. Thank you.
Thank you,
Donna, and thank you, Erica, and thank you, Michael. That's Donna's husband, and Levi, and Camaria too. So that takes care of that. Anyway, folks, keep those coming, please. We haven't got much time for the matches. And Tim Allen, again, with $25,000, Purtan family with $35,000. Call in. Whatever you donate is automatically doubled, just like that.
Right. So at our most popular giving level, which is $240, it does the work of almost $500, Dick. That's you talk about bang for your buck. That while Chef Michael is trying to pack as many calories as he can into these meals to give people nourishment, we're trying to do the same, but we can only do it with your help. Are you actively recruiting volunteers now? I know during COVID we had to be careful about making sure you stayed in your cohort group so that we didn't lose the whole team. So how you are actively recruiting now?
We're going to start next week recruiting. We do have a couple of groups that are amazing. We have a group that we're manning the phones today. That's how dedicated they are to the Bed and Bread Club. And they're going to come in and probably make 5,000 sandwiches next week. So we will get back up and running, and it'll be great to have people in that kitchen, because the Bed and Bread Club it's a community effort. It takes a community.
Yep.
It takes texting 24365 bread
yes.
to help.
BREAD to 24365.
Guy,
One of the things you may not know is Harbor Light, where the bed and bread meals have traditionally been made, is undergoing a major renovation in the kitchen. We had some huge problems in the kitchen, and they've actually been preparing all those meals off-site right here at our headquarters building and then transporting them to the trucks and then getting them out on the street. So you talk about the pandemic and then the challenge of no volunteers and then having to prepare them off-site. Huge challenges, but the great team, they rose to the occasion.
I've been in your Harbor Light kitchen, and I've been in the kitchen here. This isn't a very big kitchen, yet you've got to be at close quarters in there.
Yeah, it's a challenge, but like all Salvation Army, we rise to it and we move forward.
Well, you know what happens if you don't you?
Exactly.
You know how many when you're providing 1.6 million meals annually, you know that those are 1.6 million tummies that won't be full if you don't do your part on that day. And so I would imagine the circumstances become a little bit more easier to bear when you realize what the alternative is.
Yep.
And Dick is folks sometimes want to give in the name of somebody, and we certainly encourage them to do that. If you've been inspired by your mom and dad who kept you fed, kept a roof over your head, we certainly will. We would love to read out a memorial in their name. I know that also, whenever you and I get together on this, I always think about Doc Andrews and Gene Taylor, two members of your team who we lost, who we love so much, and two of the greatest guys. And I had the good fortune to work with Gene for many years. And I want to remember them on this day, too, because Gene worked that truck every Wednesday.
He drove the truck. He when they got back to the headquarters, he would unload all the vats full of soup and stuff that were now empty because the trucks have been out there making all those stops. Remember, the truck's 65,700 miles a year. They travel 60 stops per day, 3 or 4 trucks, depending on if they're all working. Flat tire in one, it goes back to the shop. They fix it and they send it back out on the road, and that's the way it works. And it's and you've got just how many? About 5.5 minutes to match our $35,000 Purtan family match. Remember, it's doubled. Remember that. So the $35,000 will be quick, Jack. Figure it out. And thank you. And then the Tim Allen match for $25,000, that becomes $50,000. So this is the time to call, a great time to call right now. And again, once again, text BREAD, BREAD, to 24365, or call 833-SAL-HOPE, 833-SAL-HOPE. That's 725-4673. So 833-725-4673. Okay.
And we'll give you some extra encouragement here too, Dick, that every time someone makes a donation, that generates a pink slip. And you and I, if you want to give Guy Gordon and Dick Purtan a pink slip, this is your opportunity.
We're used to it, huh, Guy?
That's it. We want to see a big old stack of pink slips here by the time we are done. Just one of the things that so impressed me when I was on the bed and bread truck years ago with Gene, and that is people don't realize that some of the folks are out there and it's a one-man band. So you're grabbing a sandwich, you're grabbing a bowl of hot soup, putting a lid on it, and then I think it's usually a treat or a banana or something like that. And now they're stacking them up with one hand, grabbing with another and handing out the window. And it's like watching, you look like they have 4 hands on the truck. It's amazing that how much work they can do with one person.
It's remarkable. I wish everybody listening and watching could go out in the truck one day and just see what it's all about. Hand the food out the window. And it depends on the weather, of course. In the wintertime, you're going to get hot chocolates, hot soup, plus the sandwiches and other fruit as well. And in the summer, it's the opposite, of course. So that's the way it works. By the way, I have Dennis Ireland and Gail Ireland, $500 from them. Thank you
Wonderful.
very much, Dennis and Gail. Wow.
Let's do a tote board before we hit the break here, Dick.
All right, do that.
Can you give me that drum roll? Hit the timpani. Our new tote board total is $1,218,323. Wow. Well on our way to a goal.
Right.
We've got 2 more hours left. Make it happen, Detroit.
We're always talking about cars and trucks, but we seldom appreciate the people behind the scenes, the hard-working people who make it all happen, from conception to completion, down to the smallest detail. These dedicated people make sure that you're driving the safest and the best-looking vehicles on the road. We want to acknowledge the remarkable people of Ford Motor Company. We at Tom Holster Ford appreciate you. Thank you.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, you can expect access to care as soon as you need it. You can schedule appointments for checkups or routine care at a time that's convenient for you. You can also call our customer service team to ask for information and get the help you need. With Blue Cross, it's easy to get the care, tests, or treatment you need whenever you need them. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/senior options.
If you own a Michigan business, it's time to meet MEDC. The Michigan Economic Development Corporation is here to help your business reach its new potential by connecting you to resources, introducing you to partners, and accessing the necessary capital to build your Michigan business. Contact us today to find customized support for your business at michiganbusiness.org/partnership.
Moments filled with love and with joy are times when your heart is the center of attention. But sometimes we take our hearts for granted. Take time to listen to your heart. DMC Heart Experts will help you identify potential risks and develop treatment options. From routine care to complex surgery, trust the DMC. Find a DMC Heart Expert at dmc.org/heartcare. That's dmc.org/heartcare.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
Unmasking America. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. Federal health officials releasing updated guidance, though it still calls for wearing a mask sometimes, depending on where you are. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more live.
Lisa, the CDC says the mask-wearing decision marks a shift from looking at COVID case numbers to hospitalization rates. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky says more than 70% of the U.S. lives in counties where COVID-19 poses a low to medium threat to hospitals, and that those are the areas where people can stop wearing masks.
It's important to note that the volume of severe disease in the hospital is likely representative of the volume of disease in general in the community. So they are very much linked.
Now, the CDC also now only recommending universal school masking in communities that have a high level of COVID cases. The new guidelines do not change the requirement of masks on public transportation. Lisa.
Thanks, Tanya. Explosions in Ukraine's capital for a second day. An air assault on Kiev continuing as Russian troops try to advance on the ground.
We understand that they continue to make efforts to come into Kiev from the north, and that according to Ukrainian officials, there are already some members of the Russian army operating within the city limits. I spoke to a member of parliament who was carrying a gun with him, and he says he is headed to the northern part of this city to fight back against the Russians. We have seen a similar sentiment from officials here in the Ukrainian capital. Some images today of the mayor of Kiev with an automatic weapon saying he is prepared to defend his city.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Kiev. The Pentagon just confirming an amphibious Russian assault has also been underway today into southern Ukraine. A spokesman for Ukraine's president says discussions are underway for a time and place to negotiate with Russia, though Russia's president has sent mixed signals about that possibility. A rally on Wall Street, the Dow up more than 800 points today. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
Broken water main to deal with on Haggerty Road southbound between Ann Arbor Trail and Furwood Drive. Police say Haggerty is closed. Just avoid the area. 94 westbound, they're still working at the lodge to clear off that right lane wreck. Stop and go traffic from Mount Elliott and still growing. On 75 northbound, stop and go traffic between Dearborn Street and the Ambassador Bridge. And on the Ambassador, about an hour for trucks, and the same up at the Blue Water Bridge to come back into the United States. WJR's Traffic First, sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA. Put the expertise and skill of NECA signatory contractors to work on your commercial, public, industrial, or residential construction project. NECA contractors like GSI Electrical Systems provide security and life-saving systems project after project on time and on budget. Learn more at smcneca.org. That's smcneca.org. WJR's weather first. Some sunny skies for the rest of this afternoon today. A high of 26, turning cloudy and cold again tonight. A low down to 16. But for the weekend, partly sunny skies and a gentle warming trend with a high in the low to mid-30s. Ken Rogulski, WJR Traffic and Weather first.
Take a giant leap into Apollo when we went to the moon. An out-of-this-world exhibit at the Henry Ford. Discover how the future of space travel stands on the shoulders of the first astronauts to walk on the moon. Buckle up for launch into our immersive Apollo 11 experience. Take a selfie on the moon and see artifacts from the early years of space exploration. Don't miss Apollo when we went to the moon, now through May 8th. Liftoff happens here at the Henry Ford.
A touring exhibition co-produced by U.S. Space and Rocket Center and Flying Fish.
Cancer is a beginning. And while it can be hard to see past a diagnosis, we're here to help you focus on the future beyond treatment, filled with new perspectives, unknown strength, and possibilities that once seemed impossible. A wider world stands before you. Because cancer is a beginning. This is the belief we share to give you your best chance forward. Carmanis Cancer Institute, your best chance.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, my name's Joe Cordell. Sometimes in divorce, courts require the higher earner to pay to the other party what's called spousal support or alimony. Usually this order can be modified in certain circumstances, but such modifications are often complicated and are best entrusted to attorneys that are well acquainted with such matters. At Cordell & Cordell, that's our business. Remember, you're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
This is the 35th Annual Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on 760 WJR. With 3 ways to donate now. Visit salmish.org. Text BREAD to 24365 or call 833-SAL-HOPE and keep the bed and bread trucks rolling. Now with more, here are Guy Gordon.
Dick, you know that sensation you get when you're in a car that has a lot of pickup, that you're really gaining momentum? I'm getting that kind of a feeling and that kind of a vibe here, thanks to our good WJR listeners who are sending a lot of pink slips our way.
I love that guy. Well, folks, it is a crazy world. We just heard the news, right, and all that stuff. We're all concerned about, but as individuals, what can you do? Well, on a local basis, you can support the Bed and Bread Club and our Radiothon today. This is the only day of the year that we fund this entire program that feeds over 4,000 people a day. 4,400 per day is pretty much the estimate on it. And shelters 25, or make it about 20 people. No, it's more than 20 people, 200 people, of course. Detroiters take care of each other, right? And the Bed and Bread program is really and has been inspired by that spirit for so long, 35 years as of today. So please call the number 833. And once again, that is, Guy, you go ahead, give that number.
833-SAL-HOPE, or it's 833-725-4673. 833-725-4673, or if it's an easy text, we don't want you doing this while you're, going 50 down the lodge, but you can text the word bread to 24365. So it's your earliest convenience if you can, or when you get home, by all means do that. We're going to be here for another 2 hours. And we have another special guest, and I mentioned the sensation of a pickup, of getting your ears pinned back in an automobile that has a lot of drive, kind of like what you get when you're behind the wheel of a Ford Mach-E these days. We welcome in Edsel B Ford II, who is a retired member of the Ford Board of Directors, but more than that, he is one of the most active philanthropists in Detroit. Edsel, welcome.
Hi, Edsel.
Guy, how are you? Nice to hear your voice.
Good to hear yours as well. By the way, belated congratulations. Ford's amazing showing at Daytona 500. What was 4 out of the top 5 spots?
Yeah, I was down there for the whole weekend, Guy, and I've been going to Daytona for maybe 25 or 30 years, and I don't remember having a better time. And frankly, I don't remember Ford or the Mustangs having as good a showing. So it was a great weekend for us.
Well, it was one of the most exciting races I've ever seen, and it was the only question was who from Ford was going to win. Bubba Wallace, that was in a different car, was threatening there for a while, but you had Brad Keselowski and then this wonderful rookie that ended up winning it for Team Penske on Roger's birthday. So it was an exciting time. Good days at Ford.
The winner guy, believe it or not, is 23 years old, named Austin Cindric. And Austin's father, interestingly enough, actually runs Roger Penske's motorsports area. So it was a nice win-win for everybody, for us, for Austin, for his dad, Tim, and for Roger on his birthday. I mean, it was just terrific. It was a great win. A great win for.
Well, it was a fun win for those of us sitting at home and watching too. I'll tell you that. You have been part of this for more than 20 years. You were with Dick over his 35 years of doing this. Just you obviously understand how important this is to the community.
Well, I think bed and bread is as important to community as almost anything that my wife Cynthia and I participate in, and. I think Dick and I had almost been on this since the very start, and
I think so.
I'm happy every year to support, and it's great fun talking to you guys. And if it's okay with you, I'd like to pledge $35,000 for the hour. If all the listeners can match that, I'll be in.
That sounds good.
Great.
Very good. Let's give that a round of applause. A wonderful challenge.
Absolutely.
From Edsel and Cynthia Ford, $35,000. We have 50 minutes to match that, and we know that we can because we did it last hour, but we need your help by texting BREAD to 24365, or you can call the Meridian Phone Bank powered by Bullseye at 833-725-4673 or 833-SAL-HOPE. Dick?
I like the way you said that, Guy, because the bread number, sometimes I forget, then I realize in talking to John Hale. Donna, could you step aside? I'm reading my cue card. Thank you. Anyway, bread, that you text bread, BREAD, to 24365. If you can't remember the 243, 24 hours a day, 365 days. So 24365. Text bread, BREAD. There you go.
Edsel, you and I might have to have a separate challenge to buy Dick out of Donna's doghouse here.
Yeah, really?
Hey, Donna, come here a second here. This is, well, at least I'll get her on camera. For those that are watching on the internet, anyway, step over here. And that was her daughter.
Hey, Guy, I think we always give Dick a pass, don't we, every year?
Well, there, just like in Monopoly, I think there's a get out of Donna's doghouse a free card, because when you're doing 3 hours of live radio, you're bound to make a mistake or two,
or three or four.
Absolutely.
But not, of course.
Well, it's a great year for the Salvation Army. I've been with Colonel Turner a lot. It seems to me this year with lots of special programs that he and I are working on in the city of Detroit, and I think the Salvation Army is in very good shape, and I applaud Colonel Turner and his entire team at the Salvation Army for all the work they've done. I've been connected with this organization for at least 25 years, and the work they do is remarkable. Not only in Detroit, but really all around the world. So I applaud every Salvationist I know and thank them for the work and the hours and the time and the money they give.
Well, thank you, Edsel, and we applaud you. You've been a National Advisory Board chairman. You've done a lot to help the Salvation Army in this community, and the entire community. And we just thank you. Thank you.
Cynthia and I are always happy to participate. We love Detroit. It's our home. We've raised our children here. And some grandchildren. So it's exciting. It's a great city, great town, great state. And Cynthia and I are happy be here and try to do everything we can.
Well, and the company that you've represented so well for so long is now reinventing Corktown. Are you going to have an office down there, a space to hang out? It looks like it's going to be a pretty fun place.
Yeah, I think it sounds really exciting. No, I'm not personally, but because I have a little garage where I keep my cars, and that's if I don't go to Ford, that's where I go. So I don't think Corktown is in the offing, but what a wonderful facility, isn't it? I mean, it's just remarkable. I applaud my cousin Bill Ford for his leadership and all he's done. I mean, I don't think Corktown today would be where it is if it wasn't for my cousin Bill. I just think he's been a wonderful leader and a great person to take this on and push it forward.
Well, like so many things in this town, it's part of the Ford legacy that we so deeply appreciate. Edsel, thank you very much. A $35,000 match from Edsel and Cynthia Ford. Text Brad right now to match it at 24365, and we'll be back.
Monique Green says she owes a lot to the folks over at the Salvation Army who helped her get back on her feet. Monique grew up in a two-family household, but her life changed after her parents split when she was 10.
We was from place to place. We was from house to house after everything happened. Well, our dad was still in our lives, but, he was with another woman. But, we had to deal with that. It was kind of heartbreaking.
Monique said after that, her mom struggled to support the family and then moved around a lot, and it became stressful.
My mom was from house to house, and then, from shelter to shelter. I kind of went into the streets because I felt like it wasn't no love, no nothing. I just felt like I was alone.
At 16, Monique was pregnant and scared. She ended up having 3 children and gave up custody to relatives. She ended up having 3 more children and then turned to drugs and alcohol to cope with life. But after praying for help to get off the streets, Monique found herself at the Salvation Army Booth Services Shelter for Women and Children in March of last year after she found there was an opening. She says she owes a lot to her caseworker, Miss Tanya Arrington.
When I got there, Miss Arrington, she was so nice. She was about her business. She didn't pray. She's going to tell you what it is, even if you don't want to hear it.
Monique said Miss Arrington helped her get permanent housing, and in July of last year, Monique moved into her very first home, and the Salvation Army even helped furnish that home. Monique has a job now and can take care of her responsibilities, and she says she owes it to God in one place.
Salvation Army is a good place, yes. You had the people that was working there was also, they was older women, but they understand. They weren't in our shoes, but they understand what we were going through.
Hi, I'm Connie Holzer, and I'm so proud to be a part of Ford Motor Company. Ford continues to improve itself by building better, safer, and more fuel-efficient cars and trucks every year. Stop by and see us at 10 Mile and Haggerty in Farmington Hills. Give us a chance to earn your business and your trust. Everyone here thanks you for continuing to support our Michigan economy by buying American, buying Ford, and buying from Tom Holzer Ford. Thank you.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Donate your car today with 1-877 Cars for Kids. We're a recognized 501c3 charity organization, so you'll receive a maximum tax deduction. What's more, you'll receive a vacation voucher of 3 days and 2 nights. Also on the web at carsforkids.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
What are the 5 personal finance topics that matter most today? For the answer to this and more, tune to The Truth About Your Future with best-selling author and internationally recognized financial advisor Rick Edelman. Sunday mornings at 8 on 760 WJR.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Are you a safe driver? Are you looking to save money? With DriveWise from Allstate, the safer you drive, the more you can save. At Allstate, better protection costs a whole lot less. Visit allstate.com or call an agent for a quote today.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Hiring can be a headache. That's why there's Indeed, the hiring platform that removes the hassle. Sponsor a job and immediately get a short list of quality candidates. And you can schedule and conduct video interviews right on their site. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
WJR's Traffic First, sponsored this afternoon by Gordon Chevrolet. Buying or leasing a vehicle today can be almost impossible. No inventory? No worries. When you buy the Gordon Chevrolet way, get your vehicle quickly by reserving one of over 500 vehicles they've already pre-ordered. Ford Road, just west of Merriman and Garden City. Gordon Chevrolet, find new roads. On 94 westbound, slow traffic from the Lodge out to Linwood, and then on the opposite side, I-94 eastbound, stop and go from the Lodge Freeway out to Woodward Avenue. And then there's that broken water main on Haggerty Road at Ann Arbor Trail. Police say, find another way home. WJR's Weather First, sponsored by Better Health Markets. Whether it's vegan, keto, plant-based, gluten-free, or certified organic, whatever your special diet, they are your store. Better Health has 14 locations with a new store now open in downtown Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. Better nutrition, better prices, Better Health Market. Now the WJR Weather Channel forecast.
Well, finishing up business with the snow today. After the snows last night, dumped some 2 to 4 inch totals across the area. All the winter weather alerts are gone, and our high today 27 degrees. Low tonight 16, and then we do head uphill closer to average this weekend in the mid-30s tomorrow, upper 30s Sunday. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurie, and more on News Talk 760 WJR.
You've got the 2022 Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon. It's the charity drive that shelters more than 77,000 Metro Detroiters every year. Call and donate right now, 833-SAL-HOPE, or text BREAD to 24365. Now back to more with Guy Gordon and Dick Purtan.
And those phones are ringing, and we love that sound. And we've got a $35,000 match from Edsel Ford II and his lovely wife, Cynthia, that is going to be putting gas in our tank for the next 40 minutes or so. And we hope that you will donate now to match that generous amount by texting BREAD to 24365. And Dick, you have said before that this is the one and only opportunity that we have to do this. If you were looking at this as an investment, can you think of any down payment or any investment you would make anywhere where you would get a return where you can help the lives of 10 people for a mere $240 for a month?
No, it's a very good point, Guy. And remember that everything is doubled. And so you donate $100, that goes to $200. That's just the way it is. I have one here, as a matter of fact, from Northridge Church. They're in the Plymouth area, and they donated $2,500. How about
Wonderful.
that? Northridge Church, thank you.
Thank you very much to the congregation at Northridge.
Absolutely. And I have another one here. Wow. Nemus Rush Family Wealth Management. Nemus Rush Family Wealth Management, $5,000.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So
Dick, go ahead. Terrific. You and I have jobs that we love, but can you think of any tougher job than predicting the Michigan weather?
Yes, being a radio guy who's broadcasting on a computer.
somewhere in a bunker in Florida.
Yeah, somewhere. Don't even ask me where, because I'm not sure.
We want to welcome in someone that does this on a nightly basis, trying to figure out what our fickle winds will do here in the mitten. And we welcome Karen Carter, who is the chief forecaster at CBS 62 and CW 50, who I feel like is an extended member of my family because I worked with her father for Lord knows how many years. Karen, welcome.
Hello. It's so nice
Karen.
to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Karen Carter, who we watch nightly for our daily dose of either good or bad news. Is this one of the wackiest winters that you have forecasted through?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Actually, we are pretty on par with where we should be for this time of year in terms of at least snow. I know it seems like every week or every other week, it seems like another few inches of snow in that, but we're actually pretty close to right about where we should be. We're about an inch off for where we should be for the year, and actually we're about an inch above where we should be for the month. So it's not too far off, but I'll tell you personally, I'm excited for the warmer temperatures myself, and if you're broadcasting from Florida, well, I'm sure you got those down there.
Well, it wasn't bad today. It was 86.
Well, that sounds That sounds a little warm. Please, those of you that are thinking generously, don't hold that against Dick.
No, please don't. No. I had no control over that. Hey, Karen, is it true that the snow changes, becomes lighter in I don't mean in terms of volume, but in March from the snow in February, for example? It's a different kind of snow.
February.
That melts easier?
Well, February typically is our biggest snow month, but that's not to say that we still don't get snow through March, April, possibly even later too. I believe that we have had snow in every month
I've
of
heard
the
that
year
April,
here in Michigan.
The biggest storm we ever had in Detroit was in April. Is there any truth to that? Maybe I'm asking questions that you weren't prepared to answer. I don't know.
No, that's fine. It was actually back in 1886. That was the largest snowstorm that we.
How many inches?
24.5 inches. 24.5.
24.5?
24.5.
Well, we know that you can't be blamed for it, Karen, but we know that the weather does bring misery to the people that are in the streets of Detroit and that are homeless or hungry. You've been out on the bed and bread trucks and have been part of the solution. Just tell us what that experience was like.
Oh, it was a wonderful experience, and I'm actually hoping to go back out again soon. But if you haven't, and if you can volunteer and you can, take a couple of hours out of your day around lunchtime to go do so, it really is such a nice experience. You get to meet people and just make somebody's day, and it's just really a great experience to be out on those trucks and to just be helping, your neighbor.
Especially when you're pushing the truck out of the snowbanks. I've done that a few times.
Well, and heaven knows the city of Detroit's doing a better job keeping those things plowed, but it can always happen. It just seems like the pendulum has swung from beautiful days to miserable days on a scale that I haven't remembered, but maybe that's just because I'm getting old and fussy. Karen, we thank you so much. Thank you for volunteering on the bed and bread truck, and we enjoy your work every night on CBS 62.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
We want to welcome in one of our partners. Tom Tisco is the president and CEO of Bullseye Telecom, and he has been working the phones. It's his company that has provided the phone bank throughout the day. Tom, you've had an opportunity to talk to some of our generous donors.
I did, and I love doing that. It's enjoyable. We had someone who actually drove a donation over to the building I talked to, and other people are doing just wonderful things. It's great to see the generous people of Detroit that are really, really making great donations for this wonderful cause.
When you talk to them, I know people want to say, well, I'm giving because... And sometimes the reasons can be very personal. Sometimes they can say, and we've heard them say, I've been out there. I have been the beneficiary of that bed and bread truck, and I have had to sleep at the Harbor Light or whatever shelter it may be in. What do you hear from them?
You hear just the different emotions. People who will say, well, I don't have a lot, but can I donate $100? And you say, absolutely. And then someone who's very generous and donates $5,000. So you hear the stories of, I do this every year, and the commitment to the ongoing donations year after year, and just hear the sincerity of the people of Detroit that are very, very, very willing and excited to donate to the great cause.
So tell me about Bullseye.
So Bullseye's been involved in these telethons for years, and we have technology, cloud telephony technology that allows us to come in on a couple of days, set up all the phone banks, manage all the calls in the cloud so that the calls aren't overflowing, and making sure that the welcome messages are done. And our team just loves doing it. We've been doing it for a long time. We've got it kind of dialed in, no pun intended, to make sure that we're doing these types of things. And our team really loves to do it. We really have to... we actually had to spread it around because people, just have other people participate in these telethons because the team loves it. I told the story earlier where we've actually had employees who were looking at working at alternative places, but one of the things they like to do and one of their favorite things that they get to do is these types of events where they get to donate their time, and they like working, and they've stayed with us because of our commitment to the community and philanthropy within the area. So it's a great cause. Our team's really excited to do it and really happy.
Dick, it's interesting. We've had a lot of talk on my show and others about the worker shortage and the Great Resignation. And one of the things that they've done, and they've done a deep dive on this at University of Michigan, they've asked people, why are you quitting your job? And they'll say, I don't feel fulfilled. Your company makes people feel fulfilled. Efforts like this is where you find fulfillment. And Dick, give them a couple numbers so that our listeners can feel fulfilled by helping the Bed and Bread Club.
I can do that, and I'll do it without the cue card. It is 833-SAL-HOPE on the telephone, 833-SAL-HOPE, HOPE, which translates to 833-725-4673, or text BREAD, B-R-E-A-D, to 24365. Once again, BREAD, B-R-E-A-D, 24365. And you know, Guy, there's been research that I happen to see lately that when you give, not only the recipients of what you've given, but yourself, makes you feel better. It lowers your blood pressure. And we're talking about if you're the giver.
It does, and it heals your soul. 528 here on Newstalk 760 WJR. We will be back with more. Tom Tisco, thank you very much, and the best of the folks at Bullseye.
Thank you.
Many years ago, I hired the wrong contractor. I was so stressed. I was driving my kids to a soccer game when I heard the guys for the first time. I went to the InsideOutsideGuys.com as soon as I parked. Since then, we've replaced our roof, furnace, water heater, and finished our basement. All done by the Inside Outside Guys team partners. When I need a contractor or just some advice, I go to the InsideOutsideGuys.com. I only trust the guys with my home.
The Inside Outside Guys are brought to you in part by MI Remodelers.
Don't let the full-time job of finding and juggling the contractors needed for your home remodel stop you from transforming your house into the home you and your family deserve. MI Remodelers' experienced team can manage all aspects of your project, from the design to the final coat of paint. Call MI Remodelers for all your major interior or exterior home renovation needs. One company, zero headaches. Get your free estimate. Call 888-544-REMODEL. That's 888-544-REMODEL, or visit miremodelers.com.
What are the 5 personal finance topics that matter most today? For the answer to this and more, tune to The Truth About Your Future with best-selling author and internationally recognized financial advisor Rick Edelman. Sunday mornings at 8 on 760 WJR.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. Donate online at carsforkids.com. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Introducing thegreatvoice.com, a new podcast website from Newstalk 760 WJR, with all your favorite WJR content delivered directly to your desktop or mobile device, plus podcasts you can only find on thegreatvoice.com.
I'm Rich Dennison. President Biden today announcing his pick for an upcoming Supreme Court vacancy.
President Biden introduced Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson as the first black woman to be nominated to the U.S. Supreme Court.
For too long, our government, our courts, haven't looked like America.
Jackson could begin meeting with senators next week. Democrats plan for a confirmation vote in April.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. House Oversight Committee Chair Carolyn Maloney wants details from the National Archives about documents contained in 15 boxes of records recovered from former President Trump's Florida resort.
The National Archivist has already confirmed to Maloney that they recovered classified national security information. Last week, Trump said in a statement, though, that the documents were turned over as part of a routine process and that Democrats' questions about the documents were a scam.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
This report is sponsored by the Ad Council. Attention thrifters. Those awesome finds you get at Goodwill are even awesomer than you realize. Because as a nonprofit, Goodwill uses your purchases to fund job training and more in our neighborhoods. Learn more at goodwill.org. Sponsored by the Ad Council.
WJR's traffic first at that very busy intersection, M14 eastbound at I-275. An accident blocks the shoulder and slows your forward progress. It's on the right shoulder, but keep an eye on it. It comes up real quick on you. Broken water main, Haggerty Road southbound between Ann Arbor Trail and Furwood. 94 westbound at the Lodge. Right lane blocked by a wreck. Still stop-and-go traffic from Mount Elliott. And on 75 northbound, stop-and-go traffic reported between Dearborn Street and the Ambassador Bridge. WJR's Traffic First, sponsored by Native Stem Cell. If you've been told you need hip or knee replacement and you're trying to avoid the ordeal of surgery, complications, and recovery time, make an appointment now with Native Stem Cell. They are Michigan's leaders in providing relief in arthritic joints with stem cell treatment. NativeStemCell.com. WJR's weather first for tonight, partly cloudy skies and cold, a low tonight of 16. And for the weekend, partly sunny skies and a gentle warming trend with highs in the low to mid-30s. Ken Rigulski, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Aren't you hungry when you get up in the morning? Well, imagine your lawn after a long, bitter winter. It's famished. It needs a healthy start, and that's why you need to call Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service right now and pre-book a complete program for the coming seasons. Natural Way's offer is fantastic. It includes free grub control, free insect control. Everyone hates to see crabgrass in the summer. You need to get the jump on that. And you need to think about it now, because it's easier to prevent a problem than to fix one. And you know the Natural Way difference. Fewer chemicals, environmentally sound practices. Each lawn is assigned its own specialist, and they custom tailor solutions specifically for your yard and home. Give your lawn a great start for 2022. Call Natural Way Lawn and Tree Service, 888-GET-GREEN. That's 888-GET-GREEN, or go to naturalwaylawn.com. Get green, stay green with Natural Way.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, my name's Joe Cordell. Sometimes in divorce, courts require the higher earner to pay to the other party what's called spousal support or alimony. Usually this order can be modified in certain circumstances, but such modifications are often complicated and are best entrusted to attorneys that are well acquainted with such matters. At Cordell & Cordell, that's our business. Remember, you're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Welcome to the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR. $120 feeds 5 people for an entire month. To donate what you can, call 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365 now. Once again, here are Guy and Dick.
You know, so much of what we're doing here today is about families who, through no fault of their own, have had some tough times. You know, and there are little lessons that life just reaches up and kind of hits you upside the head. And I had one of those last night. I was telling Jim Vela about it, Dick, and that is our little granddaughter came over to stay with us. And she is just so crazy about her grandma. And when it came time to put her to bed, she says, "It's time to go to bed, Lucy." And she points at me. For the first time ever, she wanted me to tuck her in. And it was like being invited to the coolest club ever.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, welcome to the club. And so I tucked her in and went downstairs. And then I started reading over the briefing materials for today. And I thought about the fact of how many kids are not in a warm bed. And they aren't. And we're looking at the baby monitor, and Gail turns to me and says, "I think her room is too warm." What a great problem to have.
Yeah.
So I just want to reach out to parents and if you got grandkids out there and you got a chance to tuck them into a warm bed last night and they went to bed after having a good meal, show your appreciation for that, because those are life's great joys, and sometimes we just take them for granted.
We do indeed. Well stated, though, Guy. Very well done. By the way, just when you were saying that, I took my pulse ox. You know what that is, right? It measures your heart rate and your oxygen in your blood. Well, here are my numbers. Top number was 99% of the oxygen in the blood, and the bottom number was 75, and that is the heart rate per minute. So my point before we went to the break was for the person that gives, it's good for your health. It really, really is. Not only for the receiver, but for the person. And I didn't mean to come in necessarily right after.
No.
Wonderful story, but since this was a current number right here, I felt I should do it now.
Well, no, and I don't know if you know this. We do miss you here, Dick. And so I've got Colonel Major Tim was nice enough to find an old Dick Purtan bobblehead, and I've got it right here next to me. So you are never far from my thoughts here. And
sure it's not Big Al and the belly being about the same.
No. This is we got a little Salvation Army logo, so folks here can see that Dick is right here, even if you can't see him on the internet. And by the way, there's the tote bag you get for a donation. And Jim Vela, we were swapping granddad stories before we got here. Jim Vela is our wingman on so many of these broadcasts, founder of Vela Strategic Philanthropy Group, and a 5-year Radiothon champion, and that's how long I've been doing it here. It is all about the kids, and they inspire us to try to make sure that other kids and other grandkids can do okay.
Yeah. I mean, really, when you look at it, you think about your own kids, and as they grow up, and then you have grandkids, and then they get even more special as they go along. And the fact that we have been able to be blessed in so many ways to provide for them. And so one of the things that our family does every year for the Radiothon is that we make a family donation, and we ask other families to join us in making a donation as well. So our kids sat around and talked about it, and we have the grandkids, and so there are 12 of us, when you count the kids and the grandkids. So we're making a donation this year of $12,000.
Thank you.
Wonderful,
fantastic.
And we want to share that because we ask other families to do the same thing, not only to donate, but to talk to your own kids and your own family about how important it is to share what you have. And if we could pass it on to the next generation, it'll be great. So we're blessed to have that opportunity. So while we're talking about donations, I got some more pink slips for the guys, as you requested, from the Meridian Phone Bank, powered by Bullseye, who we just heard from. And if you have not called, 833-SAL-HOPE, 833-725-4673, or text BREAD to 24365. So the first pink slip I'm going to read is from the gentleman we were just hearing from, and that great story that you told about your granddaughter. So he has made Guy Gordon has made a donation of $2,500, $500 for each of the grandkids.
4 grandchildren we have, and the one we're waiting on.
The one on the way. So
thank you.
So next year we hopefully you will have more grandkids.
If we could get the other 4 to go to bed on time, I think that would greatly raise the probability.
Yeah, good luck with that. They go to bed after I do, so I don't have to worry about that. So we're getting a lot. The calls, if you call and you get a busy signal, call again till you get through. We really have stepped up our game here in the last hour and a half. So let me read through some of these real quick. Greg from Clarkston, $1,000. We got Gary from Livonia, $240. This is from Diane in Franklin. $1,000, Diane and Franklin. Thank you. Craig and Troy, $25 a month, or $20 a month for 12 months. So that was one of the key goals we were looking for. Lynn in Plymouth, $255. Here's one from Fort Myers, Florida. Kimberly in Fort Myers, Florida, $240. Richard in West Bloomfield, $120. Chris in Bloomfield Hills, $100. $240 from Geraldine in Sterling Heights. Frank in Detroit, $500. Thank you, Frank. Keith in Washington, Michigan, $50. Robert in Maryland and Sandusky, Michigan, $255. Every one of these counts, and it's starting to add up. Here's from Virginia in Canton, $50. Dolores in East Point, one-time gift, $240. Here's one for $300 from John in Waterford. And then we have another $300 from Randy in Shelby Township. So 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365. We're still in a match. We still have 2 basketballs from Tom Izzo, a $2,500 donation, which would then be matched, so it would count for $5,000, and you get a Tom Izzo signed basketball Deal of the day, Guy.
It is the deal of the day, and we want to thank Edsel Ford and his wife Cynthia for that $35,000 match that we are striving to match. We've got about 20 minutes left to be able to do that.
Yep, and we only have an hour and 20 minutes left to get this thing rolling, so we got some money to make here in the next hour and 20 minutes. So please donate, call a friend, get a friend to help you make a donation. If you can't make one on your own, every dollar counts.
And if you're fortunate enough, as I said, to be able to go to bed in a warm house and to have a warm meal before you do that, do it for those that can't, and do it for the ones you love out of appreciation for that fact, be it your grandkids or your kids. And text BREAD to 24365 or 833-SAL-HOPE. You know, Dick, I wonder if we've ever calculated over 35 years how many lives that bed and bread truck has touched since you started this extravaganza 35 years ago. Has anybody ever crunched the numbers on that, you think?
Not that I know of, and I know we began back in whatever the first year was, 1988, I think, something like that. Is that right? 87. That we made $15,000. And so then we continued the next year, only we made it like a 16-hour radiothon, and so on it went, and it's just added up. But it just gives people an idea. That's something I read one time in the paper. Yes, I do occasionally read the paper. And it was a long time ago, but what it said was that they listed the top 10 charitable cities in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think was number one in that list? Detroit. Most charitable city in the country. Now that may somebody say, well, that's impossible. We have a lot of problems here and a lot of poor people and so forth. But that's what it said. It was in a national newspaper. I read it and I said, well, we're doing good work. That's just part of what takes place with charities all over the place in this area. So.
And it's demonstrated every time you roll in with that bed and bread truck for this annual Radiothon, Dick, and we thank you for that. It's 4:44 on News Talk 760 WJR. Just 15 minutes left for that $35,000 challenge from the Ford family. Much more ahead on the Bed and Bread Club Radiothon.
Dorothy Greggs found herself in a position no one wants to be in. She had a stroke, she had a heart attack, and she lost her husband. She found she couldn't do routine home maintenance anymore and couldn't afford to stay in her home. And the cost of her medication was so high, she was at a breaking point.
I was sick, and I wasn't taking my medication because I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford to pay rent and get the medications that I need. My medications cost $489, and I just couldn't afford it.
After exhausting all of her options of staying with family and friends, Dorothy became homeless through no fault of her own. But thankfully, a conversation with someone at Henry Ford Hospital completely changed Dorothy's trajectory.
I talked to one of the patient advocates there, and she was able to give me the number to Cam. I called Cam, and the lady spoke with me, and she was so nice and helpful. And she told me, she said, you know, I could probably try to get you a place for tonight. I don't know how long it's going to be, but you will definitely be off the street.
And that bed was one of many beds offered to those in need by the Salvation Army Bed and Bread program. Dorothy credits in part the Salvation Army for helping her get back onto her feet and helping her get back to a place of happiness. She's got her own apartment now, and she takes those medications as prescribed. And Dorothy says for all of those still in need of help, she has this simple message.
Don't ever give up.
I'm Chris Renwick.
Now, it's more important than ever to have quality health care. United Healthcare Plans just received a 5 out of 5 stars rating for quality and service. That's the highest rating possible. Plus, with coverage from United Healthcare, you can get more for your Medicare dollar. With great benefits like $0 for Tier 1 prescriptions, $0 copays on primary care and virtual visits, dental, vision, and hearing coverage, and much more. Switch to a top-rated plan from United Healthcare and get the healthcare you deserve. Call United Healthcare today at 1-800-SHOP-UHC. That's 1-800-SHOP-UHC. United Healthcare is there to help you get even more from your benefits. That number again is 1-800-SHOP-UHC. Benefits, features, or devices vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply. Every year, Medicare evaluates plans based on a 5-star rating system. Medicare Advantage plan star rating applies to contract numbers H0294, H2001, H2226, H3794, H4590, H5253, and H5420 that are rated 5 out of 5 stars for 2022.
Hi, I'm the appliance doctor and host of the Home and Appliance Show, Joe Gannon.
And I'm the show co-host, Donald the Hammer Schuster. And if there's anything I know about Joe, he wants to help you.
For over 40 years, I've been a consumer advocate. And if you have an appliance repair or purchase question, I am here for you.
The doctor is in.
It's the longest running appliance repair show in America.
It's the Home and Appliance Show with Joe Gannon every Sunday morning, 6 to 8.
Superglue the dial to 760 WJR.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples helps your business grow with custom printed sales and marketing materials. Now get 20% off custom printed signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends 2/26. See staples.com/signage for details. Staples, the working and learning store.
Now WJR's Traffic First, sponsored by Barrier Free Plus. Barrier Free Plus is Michigan's best full-service home modification specialist, designing and installing ramps, full bathrooms with roll-in showers complete with grab bars, kitchens, stair lifts, and more. During these cold winter months, don't feel trapped in your home. Visit BarrierFreePlusInc.com. That's BarrierFreePlusInc.com. WJR's Traffic First, 94 westbound, slow traffic, Lodge to Linwood on the opposite side, 94 eastbound, stop and go between the Lodge Freeway and Woodward Avenue. And good news, US 23 southbound right after Geddes Road is a usually high congestion area. There was a wreck blocking the left lane. It's been hauled away, but the backup still extends past Plymouth Road. WJR's Weather First brought to you this afternoon by National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA. Put the expertise and skill of NECA signatory contractors to work on your commercial, public, industrial, or residential construction project. NECA contractors like Bass Controls provides design and service of temperature control systems and are powering Michigan's future project after project on time and on budget. Learn more at smcneca.org. Here's the WJR Weather Channel forecast.
Well, a cold Friday for us. We're finishing up business with the snows here in Detroit after dumping 2 to 4 inch snowfall totals last night. The back edge of the snow is moving on out of our forecast here today. Northwest winds and cold today. 27 degrees this afternoon. Low tonight 16. We do head uphill closer to average this weekend with some sunshine, mid-30s tomorrow and upper 30s Sunday. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurie, and more on News Talk 760 WJR.
Welcome to the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR. $120 feeds 5 people for an entire month. To donate what you can, call 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365 now. Once again, here are Guy and Dick.
Before we went to break, I asked Dick if anybody had ever really calculated how many meals over 35 years, the bed and bread truck that he has been so committed to supporting, how many meals that might be. Well, they give you a calculator on these phones. It's wonderful.
They do.
4,400 meals a day.
My flip phone does not have that information.
For 35 years, Dick is 56 million meals.
Whoa. Really?
56 million meals for the 35 years you've been doing this radiothon. And if you put that on a 12-inch plate, you could make a row of 4 plates, and they would run from here to Los Angeles. Well, that's how many people this radiothon has fed over 35 years.
No wonder I'm gaining so much weight. I had no idea. I couldn't understand it.
Because we're all members of the Clean Plate Club, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
It shows. So I am giving your bobblehead a pat on the back for 56 million meals that you have helped generate with the money you've raised over the years.
The citizens of this community that are the real heroes. I tell you, they are. They've always stepped up to the plate, and in this case, apparently it's a meal plate. Apparently that they get involved. By the way, speaking of money type thing, let's talk about my daughters that have cost a lot through the years, as a lot of fathers and mothers know. But anyway, they're donating $240 each of my daughters, Jennifer, Jackie, Joe.
Wonderful.
And
it's about that family legacy of giving.
Miss Jessica, excuse me. My 6th daughter, unfortunately, passed away in June. That was Julie. But anyway, so there was complications of thyroid disease. But anyway, we thank everybody for their generosity. We got another hour, right, Guy? And about an hour and 9 minutes.
We do, and still plenty of time to text bread to 24365. And Dick, here's the other, just that little nerdy thing that I did with 56 million meals. Every one of those plates represents a person that without that meal would have gone hungry for that day. And so that's kind of the aha moment that I hope we can send out to our friends that are listening and within the sound of our voice, that you have the power to make that happen and to change that life with that one simple meal. I want to invite in an old friend dating back to the days when I was so busy covering the auto show, and that is Richard Genthy. Dick Genthy Chevrolet and Company, and you know, Dick, that if you ask for help in this community, it's usually the auto community, the dealership community that steps up first, and Richard's usually at the head of that line. Hi, Richard.
Well, good evening to both of you. It's so good to be with you once again.
Same here, Richard. Thank you.
You know, it was so great listening. Yeah, and, you know, it was just so great to be able to listen to the legacy, Dick, you began so long ago with this program. And, Guy, you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, 56 million meals, can just think of the difference that has made over these years. I'm just so grateful that Dick invited us to be part of this way back in the early 90s. And we're just so thankful that as an organization and all the employees and my children who now run the dealerships, Dick, you and I get pulled out of retirement once a year for the Bed and Bread program.
Yes, indeed.
I'm just so thankful that my children have embraced this mission and continue to share out of their blessings and with, you know, everything that the Salvation Army is able to do and to multiply the way these gifts can come into play every day. It's amazing. And when you think that 100% of this money goes directly to the program, there's no fundraising dollars or whatever. So that's absolutely great. And I'm real pleased to be able to say that the dealerships are stepping up once again, and the kids have handed in a check for $10,000, and our employees an additional $4,035 for $14,035.
Wonderful.
To continue to help feed those who are less fortunate here in the city.
Thank you. Thank you. And that's to the employees of Genthy Kia of Canton, Genthy Honda Power Sports, and, of course, Genthy Chevrolet.
But the Kia store is no longer, guys.
I'm sorry.
That is sold. So we do not have the Kia store. So it's Dick Genthy Chevrolet, Genthy Honda, and Genthy Honda Power Sports.
There we go.
Are the three dealerships. Yeah. So
sounds good.
And you know, those all together over these 30-some years that we've been working together has totaled up to $413,600. And
really?
Boy, we're just so grateful that we've been able to raise those dollars over the year and to make a meaningful difference. So thank you to both of you once again.
Well, this legacy of giving that your family is carrying on, you know, started with you, Richard, and I know that started with your father. And so this is a third generation, and I would imagine, I mean, maybe even a fourth. Am I right about that?
Fourth.
Fourth generation, really? No kidding.
Fourth generation, yep. Wow. Genthy Brothers Dodge, 1916, Wyandotte, Michigan was the beginning.
Really?
Goodness, they were. I mean, that was only about 16 years out of the invention, wasn't it?
Something like that, yes.
Where was it, Southgate, or am I wrong on that, Richard?
No, Wyandotte. Wyandotte was the very first dealership.
How about everybody in Wyandotte and Southgate listening right now, or texting BREAD, BREAD, to 24365, joining in here and contributing, donating something, anything, whatever, and the money will be doubled. It'll be doubled. So do that now. Take the opportunity, please. And thank you, Richard, so much.
And Richard, thanks to all of your employees for their efforts.
Thank you for allowing us to be part of it. All right? You all have a great evening.
You too. Genthi Honda Power Sports and Genthi Chevrolet. Let's have a little tote board here before we go to the break, Dick. We have a grand total, and with an hour to go and still some road to run, $1,493,122 for all of you that have given. We thank you so much. For those of you that are just heading home, just arriving home, we'd sure appreciate your help by texting BREAD to 24365 or calling now 833-SAL-HOPE. Join the generous benefactors of this community, the Richard Genthys, the Edsel Fords, and the Dick Purtans, in filling bellies and giving them a place to sleep. We'll be back.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon.
Eric Bowling is on Newsmax, giving you the real truth. Find Newsmax on cable, on streaming, or on your app for the really big news. Eric Bowling, The Balance, exposes the hidden dangers of inflation to your investments, your home, even your Social Security and Medicare. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. If your operator doesn't carry it, call them, tell them you want it. Download the free Newsmax app on your phone and start watching now. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like the world is throwing everything it has at you. And to succeed, you need someone to guide you through. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice to help you navigate whatever challenges you're up against and get you safely to where you want to be. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
This is Brian Godfrey from Pat Milliken Ford. We've been family-owned, serving Metro Detroit for over 60 years and are proud to sponsor the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club again this year. I hope you'll join us in supporting this worthy cause. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, you've probably noticed shopping is a little tougher this year. Well, at Pat Milliken Ford, we're here to help. If we don't have the right vehicle in stock, we'll make ordering your next new vehicle easy. You can order online at patmillikenford.com or visit us on Telegraph Road in Redford, and our team of professionals will help you through the process. Place your order now to lock in today's great deals, plus get an extra $1,000 retail order bonus cash on most vehicles. Visit us on Telegraph Road south of I-96 or online at patmillikenford.com. Pat Milliken Ford, the experience you deserve.
$1,000 retail order bonus cash is a factory rebate available on 2022 models excluding Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, Super Duty, GT500, Raptor, and Tremor models. Orders must be placed by 2/28/2022.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
There could be negotiations. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. A spokesman for Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says Ukraine and Russia are discussing a place and time for Russia-Ukraine talks, saying the sooner negotiations start, the more chance there will be to restore normal life, even as the capital city is under attack.
We understand that they continue to make efforts to come into Kiev from the north, and that, according to Ukrainian officials, there are already some members of the Russian army operating within the city limits.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Kiev. The White House says the U.S. will now follow the EU, sanctioning top Russian officials, including its president.
The United States will join them in sanctioning President Putin and Foreign Minister Lavrov and members of the Russian National Security Team.
Press Secretary Jen Psaki. You can take a break from the mask. That's the message from the CDC as COVID numbers go down. CDC Director Rochelle Walensky.
With widespread population immunity, the overall risk of severe disease is now generally lower.
That means in most areas of the country, healthy people, including kids in schools, don't need to wear a face covering, but the CDC says people should wear them in areas of the country where the risk of transmission is high. Masks are still required on public transportation and at airports. President Biden has made it official, nominating Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson to be the next justice on the U.S. Supreme Court. If confirmed, she would replace Justice Stephen Breyer, who is retiring later this year. She had a message for him.
The members of the Senate will decide if I fill your seat, but please know that I could never fill your shoes.
The president had said during the campaign that if given the opportunity, he would nominate a black woman to the high court. On Wall Street, evidence the capital of Ukraine is under attack. The markets ended the day up sharply. The Dow gained 834 points, the Nasdaq up 221, the S&P plus 95. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
US 23 southbound just after Geddes Road. There was a wreck blocking the left lane. It's been hauled away, but the traffic still backed up past Plymouth Road. 94 westbound, slow traffic from the Lodge out to Linwood, and then there's that broken water main we have to contend with. Hackerty Road at Ann Arbor Trail. Police say find another way around. WJR's Traffic First, sponsored by Foundation Solutions 360. Living with a damp basement, foundation, or crawl space issue? Foundation Solutions 360 will fix your foundation, crawl space, and wet basement with their inside and outside waterproofing system, all at affordable prices. Stay dry. Visit FoundationSolutions360.com. That's FoundationSolutions360.com. WJR's weather first. Partly cloudy skies tonight, continued cold, a low of 16, but for the weekend, partly sunny skies and a little bit of a warming trend on the way, a high in the low to mid-30s. Ken Rogulski, WJR, traffic and weather first.
You could unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you could unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 8338-ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Now WJR Health Watch. Here's Dick Hafner.
You may have never heard of Mohs surgery, but the older you get increases the chances that you will need it. Dr. Edward Abreu of Beacon Skin and Surgeries in Rochester Hills and Dearborn.
Mohs surgery is used for very common types of skin cancers like basal cell, squamous cell carcinomas. In certain situations, we use them also for very early melanomas.
The Mohs surgery technique allows the surgeon to spare the healthy tissue by taking extremely thin layers of skin and examining it under a microscope and special equipment in one visit.
Everything is done under local medicine on an outpatient center. They have a cut and then they wait about an hour or two for the analysis, and then the decision is made whether we need to go back and take a little bit more, or if everything has been removed from the first stage, then we can repair the tissue.
Mohs surgery is a major advantage for patients who have skin cancer on the face because the technique is designed to take as little healthy tissue as possible. Dr. Abreu is among the limited number of dermatologists who have the training and certification to do it.
The training process itself, it's tedious because you're teaching an individual how to cut in a very precise fashion, how to put stitches in a very precise fashion, so you cannot accept so many fellows. You have to cherry pick one or two that you can work with a one-on-one basis as a mentor.
Like all dermatologists, Dr. Abreu reminds us that limiting sun exposure using sunblock is the best way to avoid skin cancer and Mohs surgery. I'm Dick Hafner for WJR Health Watch.
This is the 35th Annual Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on 760 WJR. With 3 ways to donate now. Visit salmish.org. Text BREAD to 24365 or call 833-SAL-HOPE and keep the bed and bread trucks rolling. Now with more, here are Guy Gordon and Dick Purtan.
So we ask you to be this visual be yours, that this is an Olympic race, this is an Olympic relay, and you are on the anchor team. You are the anchor person of that relay. We need you to put us across the finish line, and we need you to do it by texting BREAD to 24365 or calling 833-SAL-HOPE. We have only 54 minutes to get across the line, and you know how sprinters have that kick, long-distance runners have that kick. We need you to be our kick. So Dick Purtan standing by, and Dick, you know, we have superheroes that support this charity every year. But if this was like the Marvel Universe and these were the Hunger Avengers, Jack Aronson would have been our Captain America. And he was a guest with us last year. We lost Jack, the founder of Garden Fresh Gourmet, about 6 months ago. But we are delighted to have his kids here. Jack Paige is the president of Missy and Mel's Salsa, which was Jack's creation after Garden Fresh. And we're joined by Melissa Beal, who is a life coach and also daughter of Jack and Annette Aronson, and also the head of the Artichoke Garlic Foundation, which is the most delicious-sounding foundation I've ever heard, Melissa.
Well, that was my favorite flavor. But, yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Well, and it's wonderful you could join us, and it's so great, Jack, that you're carrying on your dad's legacy. We know how important this was to him for so many years.
Yeah, it's fun. It's every day just going to the plant and making it happen, make the magic happen. That's what we say.
Well, and you brought snacks,
always.
appropriately enough. Let me ask you something, because in the product development process, when you're testing out different salsas and you're trying out, have you ever gone too hot? Have you ever gone the ghost pepper route?
Oh yeah, we call it the Reaper, Carolina Reaper. Actually, made some 2 days ago.
So and Dick is joining us. It sounds ominous, doesn't it, Dick?
Yes,
a salsa called the Reaper.
Yeah, it does. The one Jack had that one in that. My name on it. What was the name of that? Do you remember? Whatever it was so delicious.
It's right behind your screen, Guy. Right there you go.
Right on the other side of my laptop.
I've got it right here. Not that one. The other one.
Is it Jackie?
Yeah.
Is it the? There we go. I'm sorry.
Whatever it was.
The all-natural Purtan's Special limited edition mango peach salsa, because you're such a peach of a guy.
What is this limited edition? Are you talking about me?
and I got to say, it's a very generous portion, by the way. Just as importantly,
it's and the chips themselves in the bag. Jack and Annette. It's all right there in the bag. It started in Ferndale. I mean, it's just so wonderful. I remember Dale Johnson and myself stopped by the headquarters right in Ferndale, and that's what started the whole relationship. I remember Jack just said, "We're going to do it," and he did, and you guys are continuing. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Jack.
And it ended up becoming a giant company, which Jack sold, and then he got back into the business with the new Missy and Mel salsa. I don't want to get up too close to the break, but every year we were so delighted to have Jack with us, and he was such a passionate advocate for the Bed and Bread Club. And I just want to play for you a clip of one of Jack's visits that we have here.
A month and a half ago, I'm driving home from the gym in Florida, and a guy's standing on top of a bridge on the railing. Now, it's only about that wide, and he's standing there, and he's looking down into the water. And I go over the bridge, and I go, what a knuckleheader. I thought he was a risk taker maybe. So I go over, and I'm thinking, nobody's stopping, and that's sort of, I'm trying to pass it on to the other guy. Is somebody going to stop up there and see if he's okay? And I'm driving, I'm looking in my rearview mirror, and nobody stops. And the old cartoon, devil, angel. The little guy over here saying, he's just probably just a risk taker. And you are hungry, and you are sweaty, and it is a beautiful day, you want to get home. So that's part of it's our conscience. And the other half is, man, that's somebody's son up there. You should at least find out, if he's okay. And I pull up to him on the bridge, and I'm 10 feet away, and I say, hey, buddy, you okay? And he turns around and looks at me, and I go, can I take you out? Can I get you some lunch? He just turns back and stares down in the water. Now the cars are coming over. I'm about ready to get rear-ended as they're honking, and nobody else is stopping, which is, irritating. So I pull down the bottom of the bridge down there by the grass, and I pull over, and I'm trying to get a fishing boat's attention about this guy up here in case he jumps. But I call 911 just in case. I get on the phone with 911 with the deputies, and they say, can you keep an eye on him? Where are you? And he's still there. She's keeping me on the phone, and I've told her where to go, and of course it's seemed like forever, and I'm trying to get a fishing boat. And then I hear some commotion, and I go, he's not there. And she goes, they've got him. But what I'm thinking is, this guy's a risk taker, and he's just standing up there, probably does it every Sunday morning, and the poor guy just got him arrested. And that's the end of that, because I drove away. 2 weeks later, I come back, and I told my neighbor about it when I got home. And June, my neighbor, says, "You're a hero." And I go, "How come?" She goes, "It was on the news the next day. Pinellas County, he was trying to commit suicide. He had just broken up with his girlfriend and had lost his job. And he fought with the deputies, but when he got to the hospital, he thanked them for saving his life." So, first of all, I was glad I didn't get him arrested immediately. But my daughter on Father's Day just did a really nice post about, her being her hero. That's the most important thing, that they appreciate it, because that's what you want your kids to do, not to be oblivious to what's going on. And I almost was. I went past this guy. So the biggest thing for me, and my kids picked up about it, is to realize things, what's going around you. Give people an extra thought, because I would have been devastated if that news story was this guy killed himself, and myself along with 1,000 others just drove by.
Jack and Melissa. First of all, I wish you could see Jack and Melissa's face. It's the look of really proud kids.
Sure.
And the look of about the deepest affection you can see.
Yeah.
An angel put him there that day, by the way. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Your dad was an amazing man. He had a huge heart, and he put his support and his resources behind the things he believed in, and he changed that man's life. But you look at what he has done through this radiothon and how many lives he changed, and what an incredible legacy.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
For sure.
We were so fortunate to know Jack and Annette, the family.
By the way, I would be remiss. Your mom is listening in.
Yes.
And today is her birthday.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
So,
Happy birthday, Mom.
Annette, happy birthday. and what a way for your kids to celebrate. To come out here, and we made them cry, and then they made us cry, and it's been just that kind of a warm, fuzzy evening. We thank you so much, because I know, Annette, you can hear us, for all the support you gave Jack, the love you gave Jack, and how you let him love this community the way that he did. Melissa, Jack, any final words? And we were so delighted that you're here. And you're going to be staying with us for the rest of the hour. I guess we don't need final words. I'm getting way ahead of myself. By the way,
thank you, I guess. Thank you.
Please let us know. We've got a challenge match here, don't we?
We do.
We do.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let's have the big announcement.
All right. You ready?
I'm hanging on to my seat.
We're continuing on with the tradition, like Dad talked about, that was permeated in all of us. There are 5 of us, and doing this work is so important to us, and so natural. But 25,000.
25,000 match beginning this instant. We need your help to match it. Thank you to the Aronson family. Jack and Melissa will be standing by with us, but we need your help to reach that goal by calling 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365. 45 minutes to get us to our goal, and to get us across that finish line, we need your help. Call now.
Yep.
It didn't start off rough for Monique Green. She grew up in a 2-family household, but soon that changed after her parents split up and her mother struggled to keep a roof over her and her siblings' heads. Because of that, Monique said her and her siblings felt they lacked love, so they turned to the streets.
Me and my brothers, we all went into the streets at a young age. So that's where the love was really at, because my mama was actually going through it at the time, and really stressed out and know where to turn to. So that's what it was for us.
Monique became pregnant at 16 and ended up moving around a lot as well.
I was back and forth. I was in the streets. I was, leaving my son with my cousin all the time because I didn't know how to be a mom.
She gave up that child to a cousin, then had 2 more that she also gave up to relatives. 3 more children came along, then depression and drugs and alcohol to cope. But after prayer, she found an opening at the Salvation Army Booth Services for Women and Children and turned her life around with the help of caseworker Tanya Arrington.
they really care. They done their job and they did what they supposed to do. But Miss Arrington was like the one you actually talk to and, you know, tell her about your mental health. But, you know, she actually did care.
Through the Salvation Army, Monique was able to find permanent housing and have help furnishing her home. She has a job now and is back on her feet and says she thanks God and the Salvation Army. And to those who are going through hard times as she was,
keep going. Do not doubt yourself. Do not let anybody else in your ear about what you got going on personally. You have to do it yourself. Pick yourself up. I'm telling you, it will work out for the best.
Eric Bowling is on Newsmax, giving you the real truth. Find Newsmax on cable, on streaming, or on your app for the really big news. Eric Bowling, The Balance, exposes the hidden dangers of inflation to your investments, your home, even your Social Security and Medicare. Newsmax is on all major cable systems. If your operator doesn't carry it, call them, tell them you want it. Download the free Newsmax app on your phone and start watching now. Make the switch to Newsmax today.
This is a metaphor for your business's journey. Sometimes it feels like you're going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. But to cruise through challenges, you need someone who's right there with you. That's what Dell Technologies advisors do. They have the Windows PCs and tech advice you need to get past whatever's in front of you and get where you want to go. Call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. A start to a simpler experience with Windows 11 Pro.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
This report is sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples has the tools your business needs to get the work done, no matter where. Right now, save up to 40% on select chairs, so your home office has everything your office has. In-store only, offer ends 2/26 while supplies last. Explore what's new at Staples, the working and learning store.
WJR's Traffic First, M14 eastbound at I-275. That accident that was on the shoulder has been cleared. Traffic flowing smoothly again. A huge broken water main, Haggerty Road southbound between Ann Arbor Trail and Furwood. Police say stay away, find another way. And then 75 northbound, stop-and-go traffic reported between Dearborn Street and the Ambassador Bridge. And by the way, on the Ambassador Bridge, a 1-hour trip for trucks, the same up at the Blue Water Bridge. Now, the WJR Weather Channel forecast.
North winds and cold numbers here today, and temperatures do try to return to average this weekend, but finishing up business with some light snows out there today. They're drifting on out of our forecast. Our high today 27, our low tonight 16. Partly cloudy Saturday 35, and upper 30s on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurie, and more on News Talk 760 WJR.
Welcome back to the 35th Annual Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR. Call 833-SAL-HOPE to make your donation now, or visit salmish.org and be one of the people keeping Sal Army's bed and bread trucks traveling 180 miles every single day to serve meals in Metro Detroit's most oppressed areas. Now, once again, here are Guy and Dick.
And if we celebrate 35 years of Dick Purtan's involvement in this, there's so many people over those 35 years that have made just a tremendous difference, and they have thrown their heart, their soul, and their resources into this effort. But Jack Aronson, as I said, for those of you just joining us, if this was the Marvel Universe, he would have been our Captain America. And the family right now has a $25,000 match that's in effect. We hope that you can match it, and that means that every dollar you donate will do the work of two. And Dick, you were kind of there at the beginning with Jack Aronson.
Well, in terms of, by
just as it was beginning to, kind of explode.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, stopping by that office in Ferndale, this little tiny office they had, and we just told our story, Dale Johnson and myself, and Jack bought into it. He said, "This sounds like a great charity, and I want to be involved." And he did, and we were blessed. We had no idea at the time, as important as it was.
And this all started with, of course, the Garden Fresh Gourmet brand.
Yep.
Which went on to incredible success, and it allowed Jack and Annette to start the Artichoke Garlic Foundation, and we're joined by Melissa Beal, his daughter, and his son Jack Paige, who's president of Missy and Mel's Salsa, which is the family's current yummy and tasty. And I'm letting other people eat. I would dive into this, face full, but I got some talking to do here over the next 40 minutes, and I don't want to sound like a slobbery mess. But Melissa, you were telling us a story during the news and the break about the kind of pay it forward guy your dad was.
Yes, and Dick, you might remember this story because you were there and some executives from the Salvation Army eating lunch, planning a bed and bread event, and people around the table spontaneously started relating stories about charitable acts and, how they became aware of the need. And when it came to Dad, he said, well, I was down at Hacienda Foods one day, and a guy walks by, and he didn't have any shoes. He had cardboard taped to his feet. So I gave him my shoes. Of course, everybody was impressed, but figured Dad had made his fortune and was just being generous. But then he said the worst part about it was I had to go back to the restaurant and work for 12 hours with no shoes on.
We promise not.
Yeah.
That's the kind of pay it forward guy that Jack Aronson was. It must have been, as kids, awfully fun to watch the creative process in the food business. Tell me about that, because this was like a family kitchen writ large.
Yeah, Jack's office was the test kitchen. He didn't have an office. He was never in his office. He was in the test kitchen. That was at Garden Fresh when we had the plant.
A mad scientist.
Yeah, that was his playground. As Jack would get equipment, as we could afford equipment, I would call them his sandbox toys that he got to play with all these new technology, and he pushed the boundaries of technology for food. You wouldn't think you could do that out of a little test kitchen, but he did. Amazing.
And
what a man.
And getting back to Melissa's story, the guy with no shoes, with cardboard for shoes. There are people out there right now like that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we don't see them. We're not going to the office anymore. We're working from home.
Yeah.
And so they become invisible to us, but they're out there. And you can change their lives with one text or one phone call. You're not giving up your shoes. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're giving up a few lattes or a few luxuries that you give yourself. And we realize that the prices of things are going up out there, but the prices to deliver these meals to people are also going up. And that's why we need you to call right now at 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD at 24365. And Dick, you've given some of those trucks. Those trucks take gasoline, and we know that's an expense too.
Well, it is, and I think it's just listening to Annette and Jack and talking about Jack. I'm holding in my hand the card that was given out at the church in August when Jack died, and some of these it is in giving that we receive. It says it right here in the card. There's a picture of Annette and Jack. And it's just it means a lot. You mean a lot. You guys mean so much. Everybody that's given today does. And all we can say, the two words, I guess, is thank you one and all. That'd be 4 words, one and all. 5 words. Anyway, thank you.
I know that we played that clip of your dad, and that drew a tear. How about if we give you a smile here? We've already matched your $25,000 matching gift. How about that?
So we can go now?
You can, but we wish you wouldn't.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can stick around.
Can you? Okay.
You know what? In true Jack and Annette style, another $25,000.
Whoa. You got a second $25,000 match?
Yep.
All righty then. Well, Metro Detroit and those snowbirds down in Florida who have been so graciously watching us on our streaming line here and donating, we call upon you. We've got another challenge for you for those, and we get a high five from brother and sister over here. Another $25,000 match. Thank you so much. I know your mother is smiling and proud somewhere as well. That is so generous and so sweet. All in honor of Jack Aronson, who we lost 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Jack is going to be our kick that gets us across the finish line here as we look to finish this race on behalf of the homeless and the hungry in Detroit. Just an amazing family, Dick.
They are amazing, and for all of our listeners and those I've been watching on the internet today, your kind donation, ladies and gentlemen, means so much to so many people. So please step up and help somebody out, somebody you don't know. Anybody, doesn't matter who receives the meal, but there are thousands and thousands out there. What is it, 77,000 meals, I believe,
70,000 nights of shelter.
Shelter, that's right. That's just part of the program we don't mention very often, but 200 people a night on average in the sheltering. And they're fed, my understanding is, I remember the last time I was in one of the shelters, they got dinner and also breakfast the next morning.
And we've heard that, from a number of people that how many families are living paycheck to paycheck and are one paycheck away from being in trouble.
Yep.
And those are your neighbors that are in those shelters.
Yes, they are. You're right.
And who have, through no fault of their own, and usually a lot of it has to do with medical bills and things like that, that they get hit with that one monster bill that they can't pay, and they find themselves missing rent payments or missing a house payment.
All the time.
And it's sad, but it's within your capacity to help them, whether it's the 77,000 nights of shelter annually or the 1.6 million meals, the 56 million meals which have been provided over the 35 years this Radiothon has been in existence, thanks to Dick Purtan and his team over the years, and now taken up by exactly in the most generous city in America. We're in our final 30 minutes. We hope you'll help us here on News Talk 760 WJR.
Catch The Mortgage Show every Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the #1 source for mortgage news, hosted by mortgage experts Sean Meador and Teresa Strasser. They'll help find the right mortgage product for your specific needs. It's brought to you by Network Capital Funding. It's The Mortgage Show every Sunday at 2 p.m. on News Talk 760 WJR. Buddy's Pizza created Detroit-style pizza in 1946. Experience the pizza that started this style with the original 8-square and get another 8-square pizza half off with promo code BOGO8. That's BOGO8. Order now at buddyspizza.com.
Why do more Americans buy term life insurance through Select Quote than any other term life sales agency? Because Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. We found Tanya a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $12 a month. And her husband Steve, who has high blood pressure, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. How do we do it? At Select Quote, we aggressively comparison shop highly rated insurance companies to find you your best rates. Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, Select Quote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
Select Quote, America's #1 term life insurance sales agency. We shop, you save. For your free quote, call Select Quote at 1-800-913-1199. That's 1-800-913-1199. Or go to selectquote.com. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Got the winter blues? Riverbank Theater has the solution. Anita Newby stars in Lady Day at Emerson's Bar and Grill, a theatrical recap of the life of Billie Holiday. March 4th through April 3rd in Marine City. Visit riverbanktheater.com for tickets and information.
I'm Rich Dennison. The U.S. today joining Canada, the U.K., and European Union in announcing sanctions against Russian President Vladimir Putin, the country's foreign minister, and others.
The United States will join them in sanctioning President Putin and Foreign Minister Lavrov and members of the Russian National Security Team.
White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki says the U.S. sanctions will also include a travel ban. 87-year-old Oklahoma Republican Senator Jim Inhofe is retiring at the end of the year with 4 years remaining in his Senate term. term.
Inhofe, in a statement, says it is time for the next generation of Oklahomans to serve. Inhofe was first appointed to the Senate in 1994, elected to his first full term 2 years later. Oklahoma law calls for a special election in November to fill the rest of Inhofe's term.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
94 westbound at West Grand Boulevard. Left lane blocked there. The backup extends to the Lodge. 94 eastbound, slow from the Lodge out to Woodward Avenue. And then on the opposite side, 94 stop and go from Woodward Avenue out to St. Aubin. And then there's that broken water main on Haggerty at Ann Arbor Trail. Police say find another way around. WJR's Traffic First, sponsored by Reamer Floors. Shop Reamer Floors now during the Premier Flooring Center free cushion event. Save on all Maslin carpets and rugs, plus receive a free deluxe carpet cushion, a value of over $8 a square yard. Offer ends February 28th. Reamer Floors on Telegraph, 1 mile north of Square Lake Road. Now, the WJR Weather Channel forecast. Mostly cloudy skies tonight and cold, a low of 16, partly sunny for the weekend, highs in the low to mid-30s. Ken Rogulski, WJR Traffic and Weather first.
This is Brian Godfrey from Pat Milliken Ford. We've been family-owned, serving Metro Detroit for over 60 years and are proud to sponsor the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club again this year. I hope you'll join us in supporting this worthy cause. If you're in the market for a new vehicle, you've probably noticed shopping is a little tougher this year. Well, at Pat Milliken Ford, we're here to help. If we don't have the right vehicle in stock, we'll make ordering your next new vehicle easy. You can order online at patmillikenford.com or visit us on Telegraph Road in Redford, and our team of professionals will help you through the process. Place your order now to lock in today's great deals, plus get an extra $1,000 retail order bonus cash on most vehicles. Visit us on Telegraph Road south of I-96 or online at patmillikenford.com. Pat Milliken Ford, the experience you deserve.
$1,000 retail order bonus cash is a factory rebate available on 2022 models excluding Maverick, Mustang Mach-E, Super Duty, GT500, Raptor, and Tremor models. Orders must be placed by 2/28/2022.
WJR celebrates Black History Month.
Alicia Keys isn't just a brilliant musician. She is the founder of We Are Here, a movement that empowers the global community.
I think all women are incredible because we all have our different challenges and roads that we're meant to take, and that's no judgment to anybody's road.
We salute Alicia Keys, a musical genius during Black History Month.
Know your risk factor for heart attack and stroke. Tune in Sundays at 3 to News Talk 760 WJR to hear about the latest diagnostic technology from Dr. Brian Collender.
If you own a Michigan business, it's time to meet MEDC. The Michigan Economic Development Corporation is here to help your business reach its new potential by connecting you to resources, introducing you to partners, and accessing the necessary capital to build your Michigan business. Contact us today to find customized support for your business at michiganbusiness.org/partnership.
You've got the 2022 Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon. It's the charity drive that shelters more than 77,000 Metro Detroiters every year. Call and donate right now. 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365. Now back to more with Guy Gordon and Dick Purtan.
This is really all about families in our area who, through no fault of their own, have found themselves either without a home or food insecure, hungry, maybe on the streets, needing shelter. And the Bed and Bread truck makes sure of a variety of things. One, that they first get a meal. And whatever problems they may have, some of them may be self-inflicted, we make sure that they find a measure of grace through the Salvation Army and a door that they can walk through to fix the problems that got them there. Colonel, that's something that we don't focus on nearly enough, is that through the shelter given, through the meals given, through the bed and bread truck. You connect with these people so that you can help them help themselves.
That's exactly right. When those trucks go out on the street, that's the first point of contact often with an individual that really needs some help. And from that, we put through casework managers that go out with us, reaching that individual, try to help them overcome the things that made them homeless, whether it's an addiction or if it's just mental health issues. If we can get them into our program to help them and then get them into transitional housing, permanent housing, we can really turn them around. So this isn't just about going out and just giving out food to help perpetuate the problem. It's helping to reach out to help them to have a hand up, really, not just hand out.
And in this hour, we're celebrating the life of Jack Aronson, who we lost 6 months ago, the founder of Garden Fresh Gourmet, who had been a tireless supporter of this. And we had a $25,000 challenge that was announced at 10 after the hour at 6 o'clock. You mashed it, Metro Detroit. Congratulations. So the Aronsons, Jack Paige, his son, and Melissa Beal, who is here, his daughter, graciously donated another $25,000 for you to match. And at 6:37, you matched that.
All right. All right.
Awesome.
All right. That was quick.
And so there's a mountain of pink slips next to Jim Vela over there. And as we said, this is about helping families, but it's a number of families that are stepping up, like the Aronsons and the Purtans and the Velas and the Fords, who do this every year and make sure that other families can have a brighter future. And we so appreciate that you've made your family part of that. And Dick, that's really what it's about, is paying it forward for your family and inspiring your kids and your grandkids to do the same thing.
Well, you know, I mean, it's a crazy world out there right now, and I think most of us are concerned, and we're saying, what can we do to change things around and make it better? And this is one way on a local level in our community to feed local people. And that's what it's all about. That's what we're trying to do. And it seems like even more important this year than it's ever been before. So you folks who have been stepping up and contributing, donating, as I said maybe a little earlier in the program, Detroiters take care of each other, and it's the Bed and Bread program really is inspired by that spirit. So be part of the spirit. Thank you so much.
Over my 37 years of doing the news and anchoring the news, you know, one horrible story after another, and you finally say to yourself, what's the solution? This is part of the solution. And Melissa, you're a life coach. I'm sure you see a lot of this in your endeavors of getting people on the right track and the track to a more successful and fulfilling life.
Yeah, sometimes you just need you just need a hand up, like you said, Colonel.
Exactly.
Yeah, and people, you know, we're all human, and as they say, we all fall.
Yeah.
Right? And this is the way that we always talk about people bringing themselves up by their bootstraps. This is the Salvation Army is providing you the strap to put on the boot so that you can pull yourself up by that. And you make that happen. Those resources that you give them, they turn around and dollar for dollar make it work. And thanks to the Aronsons, $1 that you give now will do the work of two. And we again say $240. You give that, and you have fed 10 people for nearly a month.
And you get the tote bag too. So
that's right. For a $255 donation, we've got this lovely lunch tote. If you're watching online, it'll keep your lunch cool, or keep things hot, and so that you don't go hungry.
And here it is online, right there, Guy.
There you go.
There it is.
We are in the final stretch here for those of you headed home, and we know it's been a long work week. We know it has been an exhausting week if you've been watching the news, and there's a lot of concern globally. And you know, sometimes you think I wish I could change things. I wish I could make a difference. Well, this is your opportunity to do just that.
Yep. That's what it's about.
Dick, tell me about the people that you've met on that bed and bread truck.
Well, it's got to the point, and I kind of it felt good about it, but I felt bad too. And that people, as the years went on, doing this, we've been 35 years now. People will look and say, "Hey, Dick, how you doing?" And in a way, it's gratifying to me. But on the other hand, I want other people who don't know me, don't even want to know me, but they want the food. And so that it's just gratifying that it's people that I've seen before on the line, and people in the majority that I've never seen before. So put them all together, and somehow this thing works. I don't know how, but it's the Salvation Army that does it. They're one of a kind. They just are.
They're one of a kind, and so are the people of Metro Detroit. And,
That's right. Yeah.
Jack and Melissa, you have done your dad's legacy proud today. We've had 2 wonderful matches, and boy, have the folks of Metro Detroit reached out and celebrated your dad's life and his legacy today as well.
Thanks.
Thank you. Great. And you know what? Hey, it's Mom's birthday today. What about another 25,000?
All right. Happy birthday, Mom.
So wait a minute. Another $25,000 match?
Another $25,000 match.
Happy birthday, Annette Aronson.
Birthday.
Your children, that brings the grand total from the Aronson family, $75,000. You've matched 2/3 of that, Metro Detroit. We've got 20 minutes to raise $25,000 and make that match. You can make it happen. And Dick, tell them the magic numbers, if you will.
Well, I would just like to say that Annette and Jack here are kind of embarrassing me because we only matched $35,000 from the Purtan Foundation or the Purtan family or whatever you want to call it. So we'll up that to 50. So 50.
Oh, wonderful!
Oh my goodness!
Thanks so much.
So anybody who now can come over, that'll be doubled.
So that's a $40,000 match with 20 minutes to go. That's $2,000 a minute. But I've got a sneaking suspicion that Metro Detroit will let us do that. Dick, thank you very much. Jim Vela, you have been a longtime Radiothon champion and at Vela Strategic Philanthropy. I'm a little dizzy.
Well, I'm enjoying this. It's a lot of fun. And people are responding, obviously, to the matches. So I'll read some of these now. So we've got some more pledges coming in. So this is Orrin in Plymouth, $300. James in Dearborn for $1,000. Barry in Canton for $240. We got Rosemarie in Livonia for $240. Denise in Sterling Heights, $240. Constance in Grosse Pointe Woods, $240. Here's $255 from Richard in South Lyon. Bloomfield Hills, Janet for $1,000. Wonderful. Another $1,000 from Carolyn in Plymouth. You know, when you read these guys, they're from all over the metropolitan area.
Well, and from out of state as well.
From out of state as well. So that's
they're
really
all doubled
cool.
right now.
Just a couple more. Jill in Livonia for $500. Chris and Tina in Warren for $150. And then Thomas in Mountain Home, North Carolina,
all right.
$120. So thanks to everybody who donated today. We literally have hundreds of these pink slips. So the broad support for this today was really amazing.
Mountain Home, North Carolina sounds like a place I want to visit.
Well, let's go.
Doesn't it?
We have a friend there now.
Some generous people there.
So.
Well, we have a $25,000 match from the Aronsons. We have an additional $15,000 match from the Purtans, $40,000. We would love to match it over the next now 16 minutes. Metro Detroit, we ask you to make that happen as we seek the finish line here on our 35th annual Bed and Bread Club Radiothon. We will return in just a moment to do just that. Give us your help.
I was happy to have a bed. I was happy to take a shower, and I was happy to get something to eat.
That's Dorothy Greggs of Detroit. She found herself at the Salvation Army after a number of health scares, the loss of a husband, and an increase in cost in medication she just couldn't absorb. She found that she couldn't tend to her home anymore, couldn't make those monthly payments, and so she became homeless after staying with family and friends. But thanks to the good folks in the Salvation Army's Bed and Bread program, Dorothy finally had a place to sleep, a place to shower, a place to eat. She said she was a bit hesitant to go to the Salvation Army at first because she was a strong woman. She hadn't needed that kind of help before. But she knew she didn't want to be on the streets anymore. And if the Salvation Army was going to do their part, she knew she needed to take that first step.
I knew I needed help. I knew that I wanted help, and I knew that I wanted to live. I didn't want to not live anymore. I wanted to live. And the only way that was going to happen is to help myself, along with the Salvation Army.
Now, Dorothy's got her own apartment filled with all her own things, and she says she'll never take any of it for granted.
It's a beautiful thing to have a place and to sit on your own furniture, or to sleep in your own bed. It's a beautiful thing.
I'm Chris Renwick.
Paul W. here. Everyone has heard about the PPP program and the other types of COVID relief from last year. But did you know there's one grant it's not too late to get? It's called the Employee Retention Tax Credit, ERC for short. ERC is like a rebate from the government to reimburse business owners for some of their payroll costs during the pandemic. Eligible business owners can get up to $26,000 per employee. This money doesn't have to be paid back. There's no rule on how it's spent. If you own a business with at least 5 W-2 employees, I recommend you call our friends at AR Law to see if you qualify. That's AYAR Law, AR Law. Their number is 800-513-5315, 800-513-5315. The ERC program has been changed, so even if someone told you that you don't qualify or that you won't get much back, you should still call AR Law, AYAR. The number again, 800-513-5315.
The Disc Institute has helped thousands of people from all walks of life, including Joe Gannon.
I first met him years ago when he came on the air as an advertiser, and he said, "Joe, I know you play pro hockey. There must be something wrong with you." And I said, "No, there isn't, Doc. I don't have a thing wrong with me."
Joe, I couldn't believe it when you called me and told me you could barely walk and you needed a walker.
I pulled my back or something, and now I had already met him. So I called him. He said, "Come on in." Well, after a couple of sessions, bang, the pain in my back was gone. And I was totally impressed.
If you think what we did for Joe Gannon was a miracle, we see miracles every day. Call me at the Disc Institute, 586-416-DISC. That's 586-416-3472. We'll even review your MRI for no charge. 586-416-DISC. Reclaim your life.
Would you like to learn the truth about retirement planning? Hi, I'm Kirk Cassidy, financial instructor for the Retirement Education Foundation and the co-host of Inside Retirement. If you're retiring within the next 10 years or already retired, join us for our 2-day retirement planning course to learn how to design and implement your own customized roadmap for retirement. To find a course in your area, go to retirementplanningedu.com. $29 tuition goes to charity. retirementplanningedu.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather first.
This report is sponsored by WhatsApp. No one should read your personal messages. That's why WhatsApp uses end-to-end encryption. It protects whatever you send before, during, and after you send it. So no one, not even WhatsApp, can read your messages. Always message privately. WhatsApp.
WJR's Traffic First, 94 westbound at West Grand Boulevard. Left lane has a wreck. Traffic backed up to the Lodge Freeway. Broken water main, Haggerty Road southbound at Ann Arbor Trail, and 75 northbound. Stop-and-go traffic reported between Dearborn Street and the Ambassador Bridge. Ken Rogulski, WJR Traffic and Weather First. Here's the Weather Channel forecast.
Well, finishing up business with the snow today. After the snows last night, dumped some 2 to 4 inch totals across the area. All the winter weather alerts are gone, and our high today 27 degrees. Low tonight 16, and then we do head uphill closer to average this weekend in the mid-30s tomorrow, upper 30s Sunday. I'm meteorologist Scott Laurie, and more on News Talk 760 WJR.
Welcome to the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon on WJR. $120 feeds 5 people for an entire month. To donate what you can, call 833-SAL-HOPE or text BREAD to 24365 now. Once again, here are Guy and Dick.
We are very much in the home stretch here, and what an amazing stretch it has been, from Paul W. to Mitch to Kevin Dietz and Tom Jordan, the whole WJR team since 12 hours 50 minutes ago, doing their best to raise money for the Bed and Bread Club. It is a mission of deep affection. It is a labor of love. It is I think one of the happiest and most fulfilling days of the year at News Talk 760 WJR, and you have made it that because of your generosity. And Dick, I would imagine after 35 years, watching the magic that can happen when a community gets behind a mission, I can't imagine that ever gets old.
Well, no, it doesn't. It certainly does not get old. It's crazy. I just thought of this. I've noticed through the years that when you're hungry, it's hard to think about things. I don't know if that's a unique idea or something that the whole world has thought of before. But I'm telling you, when you're hungry, you can't concentrate. Well, we're trying to help people concentrate by giving them a meal, that type of thing from the Salvation Army. And that's one of the concepts that they have. They're the most wonderful people I've ever worked with, and I hope to continue. So thank you.
And the way that you can make a difference, the way that you can help, the way you can be the problem solver that you would like to be in your community, whether it's drug addiction or abuse of any kind, hunger, homelessness, the Salvation Army is the avenue to the solution. And you can make that avenue open up for so many Metro Detroiters if you call this number now, 833-SAL-HOPE. That's 833-725-4673, or text BREAD to 24365. And it's about always being prepared to help. Melissa Beal, Jack Aronson's daughter, is here, and it's about making sure that you're ready to help when you see help to be given.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Mom and Dad both did this. They would keep coats in the back of their car. You know, they'd be driving around at meetings throughout Detroit, Metro Detroit area, and you know what? They would just give out coats when they saw the need and food, snacks.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
So they were their own bed and bread truck.
They were. Yeah.
Yeah. That's that.
Can I drive?
Well, and that's
if anybody has an idea and want to get their own truck, I'll be happy to drive them.
There you go. We've got so many people that we would like to thank, and we ask you, with the minutes that we have left here, about 8 minutes, 20 seconds, we've got a $25,000 match from the Aronson family. We have an additional $15,000. Dick and his family pledged $35,000 from the Purtan Family Fund. He threw in another $15,000 into the pot just a few moments ago, so $40,000 that you can match. So every dollar that you give will do the work of two. We've got 8 minutes to take advantage of all of that, but we've also got some people that we have to thank. Keep these people in your hearts, and are giving your business, give them your love any way you can, because they're stepping up when the community needs it most. The Ford Motor Company Fund, Meridian, Bullseye Telecom, thank you so much for being our telecom vendor today and making sure that our phone banks work, and they've done a great job. And the News Vibe Credit Union. Colonel?
Pluckett Cooney, we want to thank them. Pat Milliken Ford, we thank you very much. Ted Lindsay Foundation reminds me we have a Radiothon auction going on, so there's some auction items out there too. You get to that by radiothonauction.org, and that will be open till Monday at 7 o'clock p.m., so check that out. Also, the Salvation Army of Detroit Metro Detroit Advisory Board and the Salvation Army Detroit Echelon Chapter. Thank you to you.
And Jim, we've got a few more thank yous.
Would help if I remembered by now to turn that on. The Salvation Army Commissioner Brad Bailey was on. It was great to have him here and his support. Mark Ridley's Comedy Castle, they've been involved for a number of years. Moran Automotive, J.K. Simmons, Tim Allen, Rocky Laporte, Herman Moore, and then I'm going to steal one from the last page, and it's WJR. So I want to thank you, Guy, and all of the team here,
Absolutely.
Everybody who has put up with us.
Yeah.
We've had weekly meetings. We've probably driven you nuts, and if we haven't, we will next year. So for a radio station like WJR to give us a day to do this, I can't find the words. So thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. A lot of people are going to get fed because of all of you.
Well, first of all, we were a little bit nuts to begin with, right?
That's true.
Okay, and we're more than happy to go crazy for one day on behalf of people that need it most in Detroit. I know that is true from Steve Finateri, our general manager, all the way down to the folks that run the board, to the engineers that set this up, that make this live broadcast happen. Some other families we've got to thank here, and it is all about helping families. This is families helping families in so many ways, from yours to the folks at Harbor Light and the Bed and Bread Trucks. Dick Genthy Chevrolet, the Aronson family, 3 $25,000 donations. We can't thank you enough. Doing it through the Artichoke Garlic Foundation. Jim Vela, you and your family at Vela Strategic Philanthropy Group, Buddy's Pizza, Toyota Motor North America, and our good friends who have been coordinating things behind the scenes, Franco, certainly our teammates at the Salvation Army and all of my colleagues at WJR. You gave me a chance to work with my old producer, Laura Hessen. So we've had a great day. This is like old home week, and it's been super. We have 2 minutes, 30 seconds left to try to get us across the finish line here, and we know that you can do it, Metro Detroit. We will continue taking your donations of bread, texting bread. It's so easy to 24365 or call the Meridian Phone Bank powered by Bullseye, 833-SAL-HOPE. Dick, 35 years of this, and I've got 2 minutes left, and if the phones are busy, folks, keep trying. Because we'll stay here as long as you call. Yeah. Okay, that's our commitment to you, Dick. I want to give you the final words here, as we've got about 90 seconds.
Do you mean I have to ad lib for 90 seconds?
Something you have never done before.
Maybe 89, but never 90 seconds. I just want to thank everybody because this is a giving community, and this Radiothon proves it's a giving community. We were listed, I don't mean the Radiothon, but the city of Detroit was listed in a national publication a couple of years ago, I'd say probably 10 or a little more. And they listed the most giving cities in America, and what city was number one? Detroit. Now that may be a surprise to people. It was to me. A lot of poor people in Detroit. There are certainly Malibu and other places that have a great deal more money individually, but we were listed number one, Detroit. So it's proven once again, I hope, when I hear the total amount, but I don't know what the total amount is. So can John Hale or anybody who knows tell us what the total amount is?
We are crunching the numbers right now, and we will continue to take donations again at 1-833-SAL-HOPE or 833-725-4673. Every dollar counts, ladies and gentlemen, and it makes such a difference. But in the final 60 seconds here, we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and we want to thank you to the Aronson family and the Artichoke Garlic Foundation. Melissa, Jack, it was a joy to have you here. I think we'd all agree it would be even better to have your dad.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? He was here in spirit, and boy, did your family help take us across the finish line. So as we conclude this 35th annual WJR Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, our total, let's go to the tote board, $1,742,023.
Great.
That brings the 35-year total to $41,310,134 in what, as Dick has pointed out, is the most generous community in America. Thank you very much. God bless you, and good night.
Hi, I'm the Appliance Doctor and host of the Home and Appliance